Hey, this is Jimbo for Two Shots on a Barrel, and I'm hanging out with my buddy, J-Bo.
What's going on, buddy?
Well, listen, I figured it was time that we tell everybody how much we appreciate you guys listening to Two Shots on a Barrel. We would appreciate also, J-Bo, if they would go out and review the show, give us some good constructive criticism. But honestly, J-Bo, we like 5 stars and just really good comments.
That's right. And if you could avoid doing it when you're really drunk, that would be a very helpful situation. You left a review for me on a page, and obviously you were 10 past where you should have been leaving that review. But yeah, just even if you have to lie, talk good about us, please.
Absolutely. We're available on all kinds of podcast platforms, including iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, you name it, we are out there. The other thing, J-Bo, is we would love to hear from you. If you know somebody that would love to be on the show, you can always reach out to us, J-Bo. Tell them
That's right. We have an email, and we've had it for about a year now, but we keep forgetting to tell you we have it. It's twosshotspodcastshow@gmail.com. That's the number 2, twosshotspodcastshow@gmail.com. Please send us an email.
And I think the cool thing to tell everybody too, J-Bo, is we're very active out on social media. We've got a Two Shots on a Barrel group page on Facebook. You're also a TikTok guy. I didn't realize you were a TikTok guy, but we actually do TikTok, Instagram, and all kinds of
we're on everything. We're on everything. We're not really good at it, but we're on there. So get on there, laugh at our TikToks, and I'm sure I'll get Jim on a TikTok here before long.
All it takes is for one to go viral, J-Bo, and as crazy stupid as you are, it's probably going to happen.
It's going to happen. Either I'm going to get frostbit doing these TikToks, or we're going to have them go viral.
So we're excited about Two Shots. We are broadcasting out of our studios here in Main Street, Bourbon Country. It's a state-of-the-art studios where we're going to have many, many guests and many, many shows for you to listen to.
That's right. We're right here in the Pearl of Lebanon. Lebanon Health and Fitness in downtown Lebanon, Kentucky, just sideways of Rigetti's restaurant.
Make sure when you are on the Bourbon Trail, if you're staying in Marion County in Lebanon, make sure you come by. They have a state-of-the-art fitness center. It's really a all-inclusive center for whether you're men, women. They've got a place that your kids, if you're coming in for the Bourbon Trail with your kids, I have no reason to understand why you would be doing that. But in case you are, they can do it all right here at Lebanon Health and Fitness.
If you're only going to be here a day, they have $7 one-day fees to come in and work out all day long.
Yeah, so
can't beat it.
Anyways, with that said, we appreciate you listening to our shows, and without further ado, it's Two Shots on a Barrel.
Two old boys ain't much for working. 2 shots on a barrel, and they're talking about bourbon. Talking about a few other things that they don't know. If you've got a question, no need to ask. They don't have a clue, so raise your glass. Take a sip with the Bowl Brothers. Now it's on with the show. From the heart of central Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world, it's Two Shots on a Barrel with your host, a couple of hot shots of their own, the Bowl Brothers.
All right, welcome to Two Shots on a Barrel. We are back in the studio. J-Bo, I have a feeling this is going to be a fun show.
This is going to be epic. I am so excited to be back here, and it's good to see you again, Jimbo.
It is good to see you. Sipping on some Frank August.
You are.
Yes, it is very good. On my way to some Eagle Rare later, I just got to tell you.
You're behind.
But all's good. How's life been treating you?
Life's crazy right now. 3 different basketball teams for Salem, hunting. Crazy hunting. I know our guest is in the hunting as well, but we suck at it, and so we're out there absolutely just sitting there. So it's a good time, though.
I can't imagine Salem sucks. I feel like that's probably the case with you.
Well, yeah, because I sleep 90% of the time. It's pretty quiet out there, man, and I don't get much quiet time, so I take advantage of it.
All right, so today's show, this show could be fun. I mean, this
show's gonna be fun.
No, there's a scale of fun, J-Bo. There's and this could be on the upper scale of fun. I won't say every show we've done has been fun,
right?
but most of our shows have been fun.
Yeah.
But this one's got a chance to be even. Is funner a word?
No,
I didn't think so.
But it sounded good.
More fun. More fun. All right, we're going to welcome in officially one of our guests today. This dude, I've known this guy forever. I could tell you a story, and we'll just see how it goes. If he tells any stories on me, I've got the ammunition loaded. But I want to welcome in a good buddy of mine who is making waves in the bourbon tourism Airbnb business, if you will. Everybody welcome in Bourbon Barrel Cottages and Tours, Mr. Jay Ballard.
Jay.
What's up, guys?
Yes.
What's everybody laughing for? That wasn't a joke.
I don't know. They're looking at you, I think. My back's turned to them.
Jay Ballard, man.
What's up, Jim?
Goodness gracious, you've been a busy guy.
I am. It's fun, though, man.
So, you've been, listen, a family guy for years and years and years. You've always been a guy that's worked your tail off, mostly in the medical field. And then all of a sudden you say, you know what? I think I'm going to get into the bourbon tourism / cottages business. Tell me about, first of all, tell everybody about Bourbon Barrel Cottages, because I got to tell you, truth disclosure, I haven't been there, but the pictures and the reviews that you see out on the internet of this place are incredible.
Yeah. Well, you always have an open invitation, Jimbo. Come on now.
Listen, I know.
Hey, but no, Bourbon Barrel Cottages, it's 5 2-bedroom cottages spread out over 10, 11 acres, and each cottage is on its own 2 acres and has its own hot tub and fire pit. And then it sort of has that resort feel. We have fish ponds with waterfalls. We have a flower garden where next summer we're going to have we have an agreement with the chef that will come out and cook dinner for you, sort of like when you go to the beach and you can have dinner on the beach.
Nice.
That'll be an option. We got a 4,000 square foot building we just built. It's not complete yet, but it's going to have a meeting room in it with a bar right there on site. Because we have many guests that say, if we had a distillery or a bar there, they would never leave.
Awesome.
So we've been open. The first cottage was a year in October, and the last one that we opened was in May. And I mean, we're pretty busy, man. We need more already. So
the website that folks can learn more about your outfit is bourbonbarrelcottages.com. Very nice website. I would not expect any different from you because it's first class all the way. But I got to tell you, man, you're killing it. You didn't go halfway on this. I mean, you really didn't. You can tell every detail is crossed with Bourbon Barrel Cottages.
Yeah. Well, I have to give a lot of that to my wife Angie. She decorated the inside, and a lot of our guests complimented it.
Can you say that again?
My wife Angie. She just attention to detail, and a lot of the guests actually bring that up in the reviews that you see online, and then the little book that we have for guests to write in each cottage. I picked the house plan out, or the cottage plan, and do the grounds, and she did all the inside decorating, and she did a wonderful job.
Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
So it's right there, smack dab in the middle of the Bourbon Trail.
And that's part of the reason we got the ideas, because we have some of the biggest names within 10 to 20 minutes of us, including, you can actually smell wild turkey at the cottages sometimes, and we have 4 Roses. Again, wild turkey, Woodford Reserve, Buffalo Trace, and then some of the new distilleries, the craft distillers, have great bourbons. I mean, like Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company. Glens Creek is right down from Castle and Key, and Glens Creek used to be the Odo Crow, or it is the Odo Crow.
Oh, yeah.
And then Whiskey Thief, that's in a big hit, sort of a distillery in a barn, but it's really hot. You get to do your tastings. You thieve right from the barrel if you like the bourbon there.
That the Three Brothers?
It was.
Okay.
It's on Three Brothers Farm, but the original name of it was not Three Brothers. It was Whiskey Thief.
Okay.
So the new owner, Walter,
took it back.
turned it back. Yeah.
Well, that's great.
So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's kind of turned into a very, very popular spot, and it's very laid back. They have music out there, a food truck on the weekends, and it's kind of a party place, to be honest with you. They stay open a little bit later, but their bourbon will sneak up on you. I think the lowest proof is 118.
Wow.
So,
Now, look, you could have some cottages for people to stay in, but, they want to go to these distilleries, and what good are you if you don't have good transportation? Let me tell you what Jay Ballard rolled up in today, Jim Reed.
Oh, I know what.
Pimp City.
Yes.
Now, if the cottages are anything on the caliber of what he's toting these people around in, Lord have mercy.
No, the van that he drove up in, J-Bo, is the equivalent of the Yugo to the other van he has. I mean, Jay doesn't mess around.
No, he doesn't.
this ain't no hobby.
So so tell us about the ride that's outside.
So the ride outside's it's a new 2023 Mercedes 2500 Sprinter van. It holds 10 passengers in the back. It's kind of jacked up a little bit because it's all-wheel drive, and but it drives really nice. It's a great van. The other one that Jimbo's talking about is 3500 Mercedes Sprinter limo from Ultimate Toys in Cincinnati, and that holds 8 in the back, and it has 4 captain chairs and a J lounge with a bar.
Nice.
So it is very nice, and 2 TVs. Yeah,
A J lounge.
J Lounge.
yeah.
Appropriately called a J lounge.
That's what sold me. I didn't care about the price tag. Is the J lounge? So this is for me.
So, Jim, man, if he's taking these guests in a ride like this, just think what the stay is like.
Oh.
The cottage has got to be pimped out. It's got to be an excellent place to stay.
So one of the questions I got, obviously it's a big endeavor when you talk about going into the Airbnb business. I mean, building 5 cottages, and not just, everything is with precision, is with a certain vision in mind. That's a humongous undertaking.
Yeah, especially doing 5 at one time. I don't know that I'll do that again.
But that wasn't enough. You were like, okay, listen, I don't want my guests just to come here and then have to worry about booking their own tours. I want to do that for them. Whose idea was that?
Yeah, well, we wanted to be all-inclusive. My goal was to eventually be all-inclusive. If you stay there, you have a tour. But, being the little guy coming to market, some of the bigger places, they have the allocated tickets, although they say they don't, but they do, And but we've had pretty good success getting tickets and getting people in. But my overall goal also is to have the idea with the meeting room is to have small companies or groups come and rent the whole area out, all 5 cottages, and that way they can come to the bar and, we'll have VIP packages or something. They can have, a drink ticket, or they can have it catered.
So you can do strategic planning. They can do retreats, all those things.
Yeah, retreats, your small, your regional business meetings, because it'll be set up to do presentations and stuff. And we want that resort feel also. Not that you're staying in an Airbnb, because our goal is to get off of Airbnb eventually, and we're working that way. More and more people are calling us directly. We've had 2 couples that have been there 3 times within a year.
Wow.
Everyone says they can't wait to come back, and we've been talking about making a deal where you get a percentage off of something if you rebook before you leave. So, but again, I just retired from medical sales 6 weeks ago, so I'm just now getting full time into it. So, and it's fun, man. It's a blast not having a quota.
What's been the biggest challenge so far?
The past summer, the grass grows. That was a big, but I like to mow. The biggest challenge, it took off so fast and it's doing so well. I guess the biggest challenge is with the tours is, having groups, more than 2 people. And we're working on that. We did a promotional video, and we've just started doing some appearances, and we're here with you guys tonight. And so we're really just hitting it hard. We're going to 3 places in Florida next month. We've been to St. Louis, just talking to bourbon societies to let them know, hey, when you come to bourbon country, here we are. And we're different. There's another place like us on the Bourbon Trail where you're only 3.5 miles from Main Street in Lawrenceburg, but you feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere with rolling hills and beautiful scenery, especially in the fall.
Wildlife.
Yeah, you see deer running through, turkeys. You hear coyotes. I don't see them very often, but you hear them. And in the spring, I've probably got 2,000 tulips planted. Last spring was awesome. I wish they lasted all summer, but one of my favorite things, we got a 60-foot flagpole with the big American flag on it.
Nice.
Saw that. Somebody made a comment about that out on social media. Was talking about how cool that was.
Yeah. I wanted to go 100 feet, but Angie wouldn't let me.
Angie, come on.
You might. Do you have to get FAA clearance?
You can go up to, I think it's 200 feet you can go.
Okay.
But I'm glad we didn't, because it was tough finding someone to come out to change the rope when it broke. Now we have a cable, but finding someone that has a truck that'll go 60 feet. I found one guy for 65 feet, or you have to bring one of those big trucks in that raise it up.
No, I get it. I've got a light on the barn that's been out for 3 weeks or 3 years.
Yeah,
because I can't get up there.
Oh my gosh.
and get to it.
No, Sharon told me.
Sharon's talking about you.
All right.
Now, Jay, I don't know if you know this or not, but we have a huge following in Daytona at the Margaritaville retirement community, and they have a huge bourbon society there.
I forgot about that, but we do.
Yes.
You're absolutely correct.
So we need to get them in contact with you when they make their next trip here to Kentucky. So.
Or when we go down there next month, we have one day open.
Okay.
So we're meeting with the West Palm Beach Bourbon Society. Then we have a country club booked on December 17th. We have December 18th open. That's on.
Are you
Monday.
sure you can handle the Daytona Beach Retirement Club?
They're wild.
Are you sure?
Jim, I'm retired now.
Fits in.
Oh, I didn't say
They are wonderful people, and they're always looking for a place to stay and the transportation. So we'll get them taken care of.
So what's a common theme? People come here and they stay at the Bourbon Barrel Cottages. What's a common theme that you guys get as far as reviews?
Attention to detail.
There you go.
Wouldn't change anything.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful, peaceful. Enjoyed the hot tub, fire pit. Loved seeing the deer walk through.
Awesome.
Because I get sometimes most of the people we get are within a 6-hour drive, but we've had people from all around the world come, and we have people that we're good old country boys, right? They've never seen a cow. I mean, so
wow.
Just seeing wildlife is
Yeah.
cool to them. Because I even ask them, like, what are you taking a picture of? And they're like, oh, we don't have sunsets like this at home. And I'm like, well, we don't have sunsets like you have in California, but
Yeah.
they, like one of my friends says, I don't think we appreciate what we have.
Exactly.
Because we were born and raised here. Right. I tell everybody, my grandmother was one of the first ones hired by Bill Samuels in the 50s at Maker's Mark, and I used to play in the creek down there and ride four-wheelers, and you can't even drive through it now. So all this is kind of crazy to us, and especially to my buddy that you'll meet later. I mean, but timing's everything.
So Jay, tell us if people are online right now. Give us all your social media. Are you on Facebook, Instagram? Yeah. Where are you?
We're on Facebook on the Bourbon Barrel Cottages. We also have a Bourbon Barrel Tours page. We're on Instagram, and our website's bourbonbarrelcottages.com.
Awesome.
And we have a couple other. We have a general tour. Most of our tours are customized, and we'll get the tickets and everything for you and plan it out, send you the itinerary, get you to approve it. And but we do have a guy that's joined the team named Jeff, and he does Bigfoot tours and stuff. So he's going to use the vans to do that. A lot of people are into that. Yeah, I mean, I've got a shirt being made that says "Bourbon. The more you drink, the more you believe." With a picture of Bigfoot.
Love it.
So and then he's also done. It's called Spirits of the Bluegrass, where he's done some of the paranormal stuff at like Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
I think Four Roses maybe. I know he did Castle and Key. So he's into a lot of stuff like that, and that's just there's a market for that, and that's something else we can offer. I've got a lady that has some horses where you can come out and take a horse lesson. That's not on our website yet because I just agreed to her today about that. But during the winter months, you can go out and groom the horse, take your pictures, because a lot of people want to see the horses.
Right.
We're in Kentucky, so we got that, and then we also have a welcome center that should be opening anytime, and we're going to start our tours off there with the presentation and then a tasting because it has a bar in it too, and it's like a little gift shop.
Fantastic.
And we'll have some, hopefully some bourbon celebrity guys come in and do some courses, and mixology classes, tasting classes, and all that.
He looked at you and he said, "Bourbon professional." He looked straight
I mean,
at you.
he
did.
knows.
He
He
winked at
knows.
you.
I know.
He's known me for a while.
He winked at you. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, he
more
wink.
drinks will bring the story.
He winks at me a lot of times.
Look, if you guys
him and Jerry Fowler.
you guys end up with matching tattoos, man, I'm gonna be worried.
That shit ain't gonna happen. I'm just gonna tell you. Okay. All right,
on, man.
All right. So, anything else you want to talk about, Jay? We're about ready for a break, but brother, the floor is yours.
I'd just like to thank Jeremy again for inviting me on the show.
Whatever you need, man.
You're so
I'm always here for you, buddy.
you're so full of crap.
Yeah, well,
You're so full
I've
of
never
crap.
heard that before. No more than you, Jimbo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. Well, good stuff. We'll be back. We got segment 2 because there's a guy we're going to introduce you to that Jay has kind of brought into the fold of Bourbon Barrel Cottages, J-Bo. And so this guy's interesting, and he's got a lot of things we want to talk to him about.
Oh man, I hope he's ready.
I think he is. Oh, Jay Ballard, you've come a long way since your days in Loretto.
Not bad for a Loretta boy, huh?
Not bad.
Not bad, Jimbo.
Good stuff there. All right, stick around. We got more 2 shots on the way for you right here.
All right, so J-Bo, I found out the older you get, the more kids, as your kids grow older, you suddenly have a damn fleet of vehicles.
And the both of us, man, we can tell you all about it. We both have brand new 16-year-olds hitting the road. So let me tell you how often we're visiting Big Old Tires these days.
And it's important when you got your 16-year-old out on the road, you have good tires.
Oh, absolutely.
And the place to go, we know, is Big O Tires of Lebanon and Bardstown.
That's right. Billy Taft has been doing this a long, long time. If you want advice on getting the perfect tire for the perfect vehicle, go to Billy Taft first at Big O Tire.
And not only can they supply you with some great tires, they also can do oil changes, brake work, you name it. And here's the cool thing that really impressed me when I visited Billy Taft and Big O Tires the last time. That dude is customer service extraordinaire.
Absolutely. He's been like that as long as I've known him. I've known him a long time. He's a great guy, just like off the court than he is on the court. He's just A+, and I love that dude. He's really, really genuine, and he knows his tires. And if you're having problems, let's say this weather's crazy, okay? It's raining a bunch. Go in there and let him put new windshield wipers on your car besides going and trying to do it yourself. I'm speaking by experience here, Jim Reed. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do, putting wipers on yourself.
No. Big believer in Big O Tires of Lebanon and Bardstown, right here in the heart of Bourbon Country. If you're in for the Bourbon Trail, your car kind of messes up on you, go see our friend Billy Taft.
Pit stop. It's all it is. Pit stop. You're in and out and off to the next distillery.
There you go. Big O Tires of Lebanon and Bardstown, a proud sponsor of 2 Shots on a Barrel. All right, so one thing we've learned on 2 Shots is it's important to know where to go when you need a good attorney, Joe.
Yes, sir. It's very important nowadays. We've had to get one of our own here lately, and we got the best in the business.
We absolutely do, and we found out one morning when you go visit Don McCauley, you better enjoy bourbon and stick around for a while. Because not only is she very good and an expert attorney, she also knows her bourbon.
She does know her bourbon, and she knows where to get it, and she will not tell me where the secret stash is located. But that's okay.
But she'll bring out many of the unicorns that she has in her house, and we enjoyed spending time with her. But on a serious note, we know that folks listening out there need to have good legal representation. Don McCauley.
Don McCauley, you are right. 144 West Main Street in Lebanon, Kentucky. Her phone number is 270-692-0684. If it's legal anything, she will take care of it. She will be there for you, and she will be the voice that you need to get through this situation.
We're talking real estate law. We're talking business law. We're talking anything criminal related, divorce, you name it, bankruptcy, any of those things, Don McCauley can take care of you.
If you're nervous and you just don't know which way to go, if you need that voice, call Don McCauley. Once again, 270-692-0684.
Yeah, good stuff right here in Bourbon Country. Don McCauley, Law Office of Don McCauley. Thanks.
Marion County Trail could be the best value in bourbon-themed travel in Kentucky. You'll experience one of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail's crown jewels, one of the Bourbon Trail Craft Tour's top-rated stops, and something you can't find anywhere else. Organized tours of a bourbon barrel manufacturing facility, all in one place. It's the Marion County Trail. Take your time to tour, dine, shop, and stay all along the way. Explore world-famous Maker's Mark, a hot ticket item on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Limestone Branch Distillery, home of world-famous Yellowstone bourbon, and one of the top-rated stops on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail Craft Tour. Kentucky Cooperage, the sprawling plant where the thriving bourbon industry's barrels are hand-built and seared with fire for bourbon aging flavor. And Lebanon, home of wonderful dining opportunities from home-cooked to chef-driven. Unique shopping opportunities, nowhere else to be found murals for your selfies, and overnight accommodations that range from traditional to bed and breakfast to bourbon-themed. Go to visitlebanonky.com for more details. Lebanon Tourist and Convention Commission, 270-692-0021.
Tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Now's the time to make that dream a reality. Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Have you outgrown your current home? Need more space? Or just the opposite? Are you looking to downsize? Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Whether buying or selling, now is the time. Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Bluegrass, 270-402-4036. Call or text Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
All right, Two Shots on a Barrel. We are back in the studio. We got another show we're going to be doing, I believe it's next week, J-Bo.
Yeah.
Sean Woodyard, who was a former guest on here. He's going to come in. He's going to whip your ass.
Oh, you know what? He thinks he can. He's a little bitty feller. Look, I can't believe you didn't tell Jay in the first part of the show about how Turtle Man is out doing his own Bigfoot, shows and stuff.
I did not tell Jay about that.
Him. Man,
Yeah.
maybe they can do a collaboration. That'd be great.
Turtle Man lives. Hey, I'm up for anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
It's absolutely one of the funniest shows we've ever done in our lives was with the Turtle Man. He's the only guy I know that you could ask him a question, you could not get your question out, and he would completely be talking about another subject, and it was damn good.
Yes.
Is that right?
And
It was hilarious.
The only thing I remember is he said, do not carry deer piss in your pocket because if you spill it, the deer will come hump you. That's all I remember. I laughed through the whole
Did you
time.
ask him how he knew that?
Yeah, didn't
He
wanna
said,
go there.
it's a true story, partner.
They'll hump you.
I remember my dad telling the story that he was out by the hospital one day. He came out of the doctor's office and he went up to this truck and was looking at this dog, and this guy comes out of the doctor's office going, "Gee!" Dad didn't know who the hell he was.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's been years ago, though. But,
He's
hey,
still
man,
going.
Yeah, hey, we do anything with the Turtle Man and Bigfoot. Yeah.
All right.
Send him our way.
Will
All right,
do.
So we've been talking with Jay about Bourbon Barrel Cottages and tours, and one of the things, Jay, that and as detailed oriented as you are, you have brought in someone that has a significant historical value in the bourbon industry to be a part of your business. Tell us about a little bit about that.
Well, you know, Jim, I'm always trying to be different. Even though you used to make fun of my pink socks in high school.
Absolutely.
Hey, it was different, right?
Yeah.
So this gentleman, I'd asked some people about him. Everyone loves the guy. And I gave him a call and didn't know him. First thing he told me was, I just want you to know that I'm a family man. I want to leave something for my kids. So he had me right there.
Wow.
So, great guy. And he knows a lot about bourbon. Worked in the industry 26 years. And some things happened, and he kind of took the fall for a lot of people. And he wasn't, the only one. He'll be the first to admit he's not perfect, but, I mean, he took the fall for everybody. And but he's a great guy. He the knowledge he brings and the experience he can bring to the bourbon tours is unmatched. And he's a hard worker, just a great guy. Somebody, hell, I've only known him 5 months and feel like he's a brother. So
crazy.
Anyway,
yeah, because I've been buddies for a long time, and you were telling me about this guy named, and we're going to introduce him in a second. And and you walk in here tonight, and I just assumed, I hadn't really heard the story of how you guys met, but I just assumed y'all had been buddies for a long time. No. And I think that speaks volumes for this guy. But anyways, Jay, you ready for me to introduce this guy?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too, man.
All right, and this is a pleasure. We welcome in the most important part of the tour part of the Bourbon Barrel tours. Jay puts his head down, by the way. But this guy is awesome. We're gonna bring him in.
Welcome to Kentucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome in Toby Curtsinger.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up, my brother?
What up, King?
The Bourbon King in the studio.
Hey, first of all, thanks to Devil's Cut for letting us use
Absolutely.
Great
Jay,
band.
Jay messaged me a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago, and we were like, man, there's this song that I want you to play when we do the show. And he's like, it's a great group. They got a song called Welcome to Kentucky, Devil's Cut. I was like, Jay, you need to make sure those guys are cool with us doing it, right? And so Jay sent me the text, and it said, heck yeah, just give us a little shout out. We'll be glad to.
Awesome, man.
So Welcome to Kentucky is the name of the song, Devil's Cut. It's out on I'm sure all of the platforms. So good stuff. Man, Toby, my brother. So as I was mentioning, I just assumed you guys had been buddies for years. You know, I played a little softball with Jay, so I figured, you know, Jay, when he was hitting some dingers, he was out there playing on some softball teams with you because, J-Bo, as I know you know, Toby was apparently one heck of a softball player.
Heck yeah, man. You know, I only saw videos of it, and he was hitting some dingers back then. So
yeah. So I just assumed you guys were softball buddies, Toby.
First of all, Jay hit dinger.
Yeah, Toby was in a different league than I was. I'll let you choose which league. He was in the higher league.
No, man, I did. I played a lot of ball. I played some ball down here in Lebanon. Got a lot of friends down here. Played in Barstown.
it's a sport that I never was quite good at, the old softball. Now, baseball can handle it, but having to wait so long for that ball to come down, man, I just couldn't do it. Whiff every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the muscles and the body for it.
It's a little
just kidding.
No, it's a little different. I mean,
It is.
Baseball. I've come across a lot of guys that played minor league baseball that couldn't hack it in softball, but it's just different.
Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, its fundamentals are the same, and you know, but it's just a little different.
Yeah, the ball's bigger.
Yeah, it's a little bigger. It doesn't come in as fast unless you play fast pitch.
Right.
Which, you know, I think that USSSA, it's the conference has really stepped up a lot in like Northern Kentucky. Softball's just different now. I got a lot of friends that still play, and it's changed a whole lot. You know, different. You know, you had you had super, major, A, B. Now it's like gold and silver.
What were you in back then?
I never played super, but I played major and then played A, which it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Every guy on that team, what they weigh, about 250?
No. It wasn't like that. I mean, I don't know. The difference I always tell people is the consistency of your players. You're going to have, on occasions, you'd have a B team that could beat an A, and every now and then slip up and beat a major open. But the consistency level of it, it's like you got your league players and your weekend players.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've played with guys in the league, wouldn't miss a ball, couldn't get them out, take them on the weekend. It's like a deer in the headlights.
Gotcha.
They just freeze up. I mean, you got to have that consistency. But then you had your exceptional players, which two of the guys right toward the end I started playing with are still playing, Chad Mullins and Josh Riley, which both of them played for Ismondo last year, that won the World. And Josh, both of them have bat contracts. Josh signed a deal with DeMarini, and premier hitter, leads the country in hitting about every year.
Wow.
Goodness
He's out of London.
gracious.
So-
great guys too.
So what level was Jay on back in his day?
Bush
Don't-
League.
Co-ed.
This is the fun part of the show where we get to make fun of Jay.
I think the last time I played was in college with the residents at UK at the hospital. So it's been a while.
Oh man.
All right, so roughly 5 months ago, Jay Ballard, you get a call from this guy, and he says, "Hey, tell me about that. Tell me about that call."
All right, well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for having us on here, and I also want to thank Jay and Angie for giving me an opportunity to try to rebound and get my life back in order. It's really helped a whole lot. They've been really good with the cottages and the tours. They offer me unemployment when a lot of people turned their back on me, and it's something I don't forget because and like he said, I'm about family and I'm about friends, and without that, what do we have?
Right.
We have nothing.
You're right.
Absolutely.
But,
So we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Only friends could talk to each other like that.
That's right.
But no, it's. I think he kind of got that wrong though. He had mentioned something to a common friend. Well, my sister called me. She's a warehouse manager at Woodford Reserve. She called me one night and she was asking if I remembered a guy named Jeremy Hawkins, and I was like, yeah, I remember Jeremy. She was like, well, Jeremy does a lot of our welding, and he's got a friend of his that just opened some cottages out on Nineveh Road. And I was like, okay. He said, well, he wants to talk to you, maybe offer you a job. So I'd been doing commercial painting for my aunt and uncle ever since everything happened back in 2015, and I was about over that. If anybody's painted, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's a younger man's.
Yeah, Toby's not a young man.
Yeah, no. So I made a call, and then we set up a time to go meet. And so my wife and I went out and met Jay and Angie, and we talked everything over, and we kind of come to agreement. And they give me a little time to decide, so I did, and then we set a time to start. And so everything's history. Now it's like I've known him all my life. He's like the little brother that.
I mean, you act like you have known each other all your life. Yeah. I mean, we were walking up steps. You're pinching his butt, trying to get him to go up steps faster. I mean, it's like,
you did do that.
Well, he is an older guy, and when he goes up the stairs, he needs a little boost. So you got to goose him every now
I
and
told
then.
you, hey, that's from climbing that hill the last few mornings deer hunting. I'm not used to that. It's kind of.
Do you see how many steps he jumped over when I gave him that little goose?
Yeah.
I mean,
goosed him, man.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing, J-Bo. I thought these guys have been buddies for a long time. I didn't know exactly what the connection was, but I mean that's the persona that it's authentic. It's not anything that's fake. It's just like you guys are brothers from another mother.
Yeah. Now he tells me every day what I'm doing wrong, and it's true. He knows. It's not faking it. What I should do and what I'm doing wrong. I'm like, I love it.
It's the same thing. It's like, do you realize how much I'm doing? You realize how much I got on my plate? Do you? I said, I just like seeing you fired up.
I said, you've known me this is a few months back. I said, you know me like 2 or 3 months. Don't you see that I work from sunrise to sunset? And while you're home watching movies, I'm out.
You know
here
what I tell
mowing.
him? I said, come here, you need a hug.
And I take it. It's called a king hug. You think it's Kentucky hug? I get the king hug.
King hug.
So, listen, goodness gracious. J-Bo, Jay was telling me a few months, I didn't realize it was just literally a few months ago about this guy named Toby Curtsinger, and you need to check out this documentary on Netflix. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I watch it. You watched it this morning.
Yep.
And I'm like, holy shit.
Where did this come from? I can't believe it's taken me this long to watch it.
But do you remember
Yes.
a lot of the things?
Yes, I do.
All right, so for those that are listening, like, what are you guys talking about? So essentially, years ago there was some bourbon that went missing. 2013, and this was like a nationwide story, worldwide story. Good God, I don't know where to even start with it. All I got to tell you, you got to see the documentary.
What's it called?
Toby, the name of it is
Heist. But there's 3 stories on Heist. It's episode 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. 5 and 6 is the Bourbon King. That's ours.
That's the story that it was incredible as far as, you get into it and you're like,
You almost want more because
you-
it was so good.
If you love bourbon and you're a fan of bourbon, you need and you really have to watch this. Yeah. And the thing I always tell people, it's an hour and 45 minutes of about 2 years of doing filming and conversations, which they had to crunch it into, and there's a lot more than what you see.
Oh, I can only imagine. J-Bo, where do we need to go with this?
Well, first of all, with most people that come in here, we all have beautiful wives. We all like.
You're seriously
overperform.
going that direction?
I'm going to tell you, your family's beautiful.
I
Your
appreciate
kids are
that.
beautiful. Your wife is beautiful. I don't know. I mean.
Are you saying
I'm
he
telling-
over?
he's
Are you
one of-
saying he
yes.
overachieved?
Yes, just like the rest of us here.
She'll tell you that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's
J-Bo,
I'm
speak
telling
for
you.
yourself.
I'm like, look, except Jay, he's prettier.
Jeremy,
But look, man.
you and I have in common?
What's that, buddy?
Both of our wives are Lebanese.
Hey,
Hey.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, Jay's
You like-
wife is a Lebanese
I
princess.
did not know that, man.
she is.
So you like Kubi and all that?
I don't eat it as much as you do.
I mean, have you?
No,
had,
I do. Yeah, I've had it.
Well,
Yeah.
next time we have a big feast, I'll invite you over.
Well, right.
All right.
You know what? They're probably distantly kin.
Wow.
Because I
Who
know
knows?
some of the people around here know her family.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I love to talk about Lebanese princesses, but can we focus, guys?
On the bourbon.
Okay. Rewind.
All right, go ahead with your question.
So no, you fit in with the rest of us, man. You married up, and your kids are awesome from the documentary. Everybody can get on there and watch. But yeah, man, kudos on a cool family.
I'm going to say something about my kids. I do. I love my kids with everything. When all this happened, which, media family, because it was everybody just kind of scattered. Like, what's that old saying? When you cut the lights on, when the roaches leave.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. But, I'm a grown man. I can take it. It was hard on my wife, and I feel for her. But my kids really took it in the chin. My daughter was in elementary school. She was bullied. My son was in junior. He got bullied. They went through therapy for 5 years, 6 years, and they're doing great. He's a senior at Western Kentucky, majoring in biology, straight A, Dean's List. Great. I mean, he's a great kid, and I'm not just saying that. If you met him, you'd say my daughter. She's a little more like me. She's a little more. I don't know. She kind of gets preoccupied. I have to make her focus, but she's a freshman. She's majored in criminal psychology. So, yeah, I'm very proud of them, and it's like Jay said, anything I do from here, it is for them. But, a lot of people, I've had, several ask me about that, but yeah, they really took it in the chin, and they didn't deserve that.
Well, that showed through, I thought, very well in the documentary. But we can talk a little more about that in just a minute. But so first of all, watch episodes 5 and 6 of The Heist, and it's a have-to deal. It's on Netflix. You need to check that out. But for people that just to kind of get their a little more curiosity, Toby, it's hard to. How many years are we talking about here? That you said they filmed or at least did some research or whatever for 2 years, but how long of a time frame are we talking about was covered in the Bourbon King?
I mean, they started. I started December 28 of '88. Actually, when I got out of high school, I went to Lindsey Wilson down in Dare County for a semester. Came up, decided I didn't like school, and I got on, and it was Age International. So yeah, they started. They kind of walked through it. They showed what they could, but they covered, and I told the director, I was like, I know what you want. I know you want the ooh and ah. I said, but I want you to cover everything because we had a suppression hearing. There was a lot of stuff that the media didn't hear because the sheriff at the time, he had Lee Searcy from 18 News. He worked with her husband. She was in his pocket. I mean, anytime something came out, she was right on the scene. Downtown, the office, the Commonwealth Attorney, they were the newspaper, and it was like 60 front page articles. And it was every day for 3 years that something was going on. So the documentary, when we decided to do that, and we talked it over as a family, and the kids really wanted because they control the narrative the whole time. A lot of people don't understand this. We were, shut up, you can't say anything. The sheriff, whatever the sheriff said, whatever the newspaper said, everybody was believing. I mean, they had me looking like Tony Soprano, shooting my gun at people, and I'll just tell you, that was a damn lie. Every bit of that was a lie.
Yeah.
And so the documentary actually gave us a platform to kind of tell what actually happened, which we couldn't tell everything because there's certain things you can't talk about. But they done a pretty good job on it, and they kind of roughly went over some things. Some things got changed, but they done a really good job.
So if you had to just give like it's hard because you're looking at a considerable amount of time. But if you had to give kind of a real summary of exactly what happened over that time period, how would you paint that picture?
Okay, well, I'll try to make it quick as possible. But first day, I worked at the distillery. All right, as soon as we got done putting the barrels up, we all went up to the warehouse. Here's all these guys. I'm 19 years old. I mean, I haven't been in a public workforce, so I've worked around some farms, fencing, and working in the back, stuff like that. So I go in, and the guys were good guys, and there was one old guy there. He'd go around, and he knew where all the barrels were, and they had the little 3-ounce white Solo cups. And I go up, and they're all got the drinks, and he's like, "Well, here's your drink." I'm like, "Man," and I didn't. I was like, "Man, I don't drink bourbon."
Yeah.
And he was like, "And now here you go." And I'm sitting there looking around, and
like, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, you guys, y'all. And here you got guys with tobacco spit running down their face. And they're all kind of looking. First thing in my mind is like, they're testing me, make sure I ain't going. So when I turned it up, well, hell, it's like a blowtorch going down my throat. Yep. And then I was, and it was like, that's good, ain't it? And it kind of started from there. And they knew that I was with them. So occasionally, you have your drinks. For the next 2 years, I worked in the warehouse. Everybody drank. People would fill bottles up, take them out. The supervisor at the time, hell, he probably drank 2 fists a day. And that's no joke. Mm-hmm. Wow. So then, I went from there. Then I went over to the bottling house, worked in there, and that was a little different. Then they opened up the single barrel, which was where they make the Blantons at now, because Blanton started in '84. And I worked second shift for a year in Blanton's, and then they opened it up where it is now, and they started where everybody could work days. So I was in there for about 4 years, and it was the same thing there. I mean, there was a couple guys that was processors. One of the guys, he always joked, he had cabinets full of Blanton bottles. So, if you wanted a bottle, take it.
Right.
That's the way it was. Everybody took stuff.
Right.
I mean, I've seen supervisors fill their trunks up. I've seen guards take stuff. And, one of the things that the documentary crew didn't understand, there is a little thing called government breakage. There's a tax breakage.
So what is that?
So that means you're allowed so much breakage a year. So how do you think a lot of this bourbon, in my opinion, gets out to your legislators? It's breakage.
Yeah.
And, it goes out the back door.
Yeah.
So it went from there. Then I went into shipping. While I was in shipping, that's when Sazerac came in and purchased the company from the Japanese, and that's when they started bringing all their things in. Then a little bit after that, that's when they made the allocation with Julian Van Winkle, which nobody really ever heard of.
Right.
But it didn't sell. I mean, it sat around. So, and it was just like anywhere else. In shipping, we had wine, we had rum, and, everybody drank. And it was always a little thing. If you want something, just tell somebody, we'll get what you want. In that case, is broke, put the remnants in a remnants room. And I mean, everybody done it, and it just got to.
And this wasn't just a Buffalo Trace thing. I mean, this was from distillery to distillery.
That's what
people don't know. Yeah.
When I was playing traveling ball, and usually before a big tournament, I know you guys heard of the New Haven Marathon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's
Culvertown. Yeah.
So I can remember going down there, and one of my buddies that lived in Georgetown, he's like, "Hey, come here and try it." And there was guys that was working at, I'm not going to say this, but local distilleries around here.
Yeah.
Barrel whiskey, and as soon as I say I knew what it was, because I see the chart in it. But I mean, that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you work at a distillery, it's like a family. Even if you're in another county, you know people. You know how everybody knows how it is. So, but like in shipping, if you wanted something that you just, hey, I need this.
Right.
But it got to the point where, and when I was playing ball, I would just hook all my friends up. And I always would joke with one of the supervisors. I was like, "Hey, I'm probably the best advertisement they've ever had, because I've got people that's drinking stuff. Now they like it and they're buying it in stores." So and then I had one of my buddies. He asked me about the Van Winkle stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, we got that." I said, but he was like, "Well, can you get me a bottle?" So I got him a couple bottles, Well, I was kind of keeping them in spare bottles when they'd have like an open case. And, that's what a lot of people ask me about, well, how much Van Winkle did they get at your house? I didn't have any. When I was in shipping, did I ever take a bottle of it? Yes, I did. I took
But just like everybody else.
Yeah, and I'm not pointing fingers. It was my decision, and I'm not trying to push that.
Right.
But I'm just trying to make it clear. It wasn't like I was the Lone Ranger.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it got to the point where people were like, hey, I need this. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to get into that. And then that's when the money started showing. And at that time, my wife's the real estate market banked. So I was only income with 2 kids. So,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, got guys going, hey, I can give you this. And I'm like, man, I don't know. So it come down to it. So what I do, I took the money. I took the bait.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was actually, and it wasn't just, like I said, it wasn't just me. There was another guy in there there was a local organization in town. Every once a week, he was coming in with a truck, loading his truck up, tarpaulin it out, going out, and he come in next day and buy us all lunch.
Yeah.
Had wads of cash on him.
Right.
So it got to the point where I was needing more, and I was like, I got to get out of here. It's getting too crazy. So I bid out, and I bid into processing. So, and then, people was calling. They was like, I said, look, man, I'm out of that. I don't know. Well, if you ever know, I need this, I need this. So I had a buddy of mine that worked at Wild Turkey. And me and him, we run around and stuff. So he had made the comment one time because I had a guy that was wanting some bourbon, and so he brought me in a 5-gallon jug of bourbon. And I'm like, he's like, well, I can get you a barrel if you want it. And I'm like, really? He said, yeah, it won't ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't even want to know. I said, if you can get it, I'll get it. And that's how that started. So it went from that. So, you're wanting some bourbon. You want 45-gallon of bourbon for $1,200.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So it went from that, then you know how it is. It just started snowballing, and then it got out of hand. So I tried to get out of it, man, but just the constant people calling, and it wasn't just like your buddy. It was like it said, it was doctors, it was lawyers, it was when you think of Frankfurt, it was some of your elite people.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there thinking like, and I mean, hell, they knew everybody and they paid good money. And like I said on thing, I said it's tax free.
Yeah.
And it benefited your family.
Yeah.
But it got to the point, I said, I don't need to be doing this anymore. And that's when it all hit.
Wow.
I tell you, man, the documentary was just insane. And hearing it from his mouth, man, just gives you cold chills.
Yeah, but
Love
it's sort of like if you work in a doctor's office, you take samples, right?
Yeah,
of antibiotics or something. I mean, it was something everybody did.
Yep.
Until it got out of hand.
It got way out of hand, yeah.
It still happens to this day.
All right, well, I got a little something. I found out last night, which I had a friend of mine, he private messaged me. He said, you hear what happened down at Buffalo Trace? I was like, no. I said, he said, well, the Glenmore distillery in Owensboro said they got 21 pallets of bourbon missing.
Oh, God.
There you go. There you go.
I saw that.
Oh, my God.
Was it on the news?
I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So what's that balance out to be? How many?
I don't know. I don't know what they bottled down there. See, that was the original. That's where when they purchased the old charter. That's where they was doing old charter. So I don't know what they bottled down there. I mean, but you look at just. I mean, it don't. I mean, I guess it just matters what it is. Was it 375s? Was it half gallons?
Right.
And I mean, even if it's your cheapest bourbon, you're still talking about a lot of money. You're probably talking about $500,000 at least, or more.
Goodness.
Toby and I always joke around about how back then the 20 and 23 year Pappy sat on the shelves collecting.
Oh, nobody,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
nobody
Now they
like
want $4 or
that.
$5 a bottle.
Everybody said it tastes like burnt wood.
Yeah.
So remind me, obviously I know the bourbon boom and everybody's like bourbon's cool now, but exactly what point did Pappy just explode?
2013, we heard about it first. And here's the thing a lot of people don't understand. They always kept anything like that in-house. It never got out because they was afraid of a ATF audit.
Right.
So, from my understanding, there was a new supervisor over there, and they had moved. And from my understanding, Julian would have the Van Winkle bottled like years in advance, kind of like and he would hold them, kind of like De Beers diamonds. That's what I was told. So he may, whatever he bottles, like say now, he may not release it like for 3 years. That way he knows how much he can allocate. So they were storing it in another warehouse, and on the second floor, you had to have a key to get to the stairwell, and it was in a caged area. So they stacked these pallets. So when they ran out of whatever order, one of the guys had to get the key and go over. So when he went over, he opened it. So when he raised the pallet up, he seen there was cases missing out of the middle. So when you're doing inventory each month and you're sitting there looking, you're not going to raise a pallet. You're going to say, what's a full pallet? So then he reported to the supervisor. So instead of that supervisor reporting it to the next guy up, he called the sheriff's department and got the media whore Pat Melton in on it.
Yeah.
So Pat grabs it, and he sees what it is, and then he starts putting it on. And it started picking up a little steam because he was like, oh, it's this extremely rare bourbon. You can't hardly find it. Everybody was like, what's he talking about? So that kind of ignited it, and then it started picking up a little heat. So when mine hit, it shot it into space. It just went crazy. Because I tell everybody, I was like, if you think about it, 9 years ago, majority of these distilleries, you couldn't go and buy a barrel at the distillery and take it home with you. You can.
Nope.
You can.
You're right.
You can some of them now.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
You could find 20-year Van Winkle on the shelves in Frankfurt for $112 with dust on it. Now you're lucky if you find one on the internet, you're going to pay $3,000 to $4,000 for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all that happened right after they came and arrested my ass.
Wow.
I mean, real. You go look at Buffalo Trace now. They're the number one distillery in the world. You can't touch anything they got. Sells like hotcakes. And they just, how many expansions have they made? Look at they've built 10 warehouses up on that land they purchased. They just bought a bunch of land in London, Kentucky. They're going to build warehouses, start storing bourbon there. They own a rum distillery. They own distilleries in Virginia, New Hampshire, bottling houses in California. They're the premier distillery right now.
So what I'm hearing, J-Bo, they could have put like essentially multi-million dollars into some type of marketing campaign, and they would not have gotten the return on the investment that they got from what happened.
Exactly. Do you know what White Dog barrel storage is in Midway, Kentucky?
No.
There is Mark Harris, which he just recently passed away. His sons took it over. Mark, I went and talked to Mark for a little bit. He had a guy who was trying to get a bourbon label going out of New York, but Mark was friends with Mark Brown, and we were talking about. He was like, man, I know all about it. He said, I watched it. He said, I know people in Frankfurt. He said, you got fucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I said, he said, no. He said, I know. He said, and the thing, he said, let me show you a little text. He said, and he showed me his text on his phone. He sent Mark Brown when all it was going on. He said, man, you're getting all kinds of publicity on this. Mark Brown said, we could have never paid. There's not enough money for us to pay for this kind of publicity. Smiley face, smiley face. And it's true. I mean, you think about it. Look at them now. When I was there, it'll be 9 years this March. I think one of the things was Mark was wanting to get over 50,000 visitors. Now I hear they're hitting like 500,000 visitors. Have you guys ever been down there and tried to get a bottle?
I have.
I tried to go one time.
It's great, and you get down there, man, and it's like a line that never ends, and it's people constantly coming and going.
Unbelievable.
All right, so goodness gracious. You had a lot of guys, a lot of friends, and Sheriff Melton enticed these guys to essentially, for immunity and all those things, to say you were the guy.
Yeah, I was. Let me phrase what my former attorney said. Pat Melton has made me public enemy number one in Franklin County. I sat back in my chair and I said, public enemy number one. I looked at her and I was like, well, I said, did I rape women? Did I molest kids? Was I out killing? I'm like, what is he talking about? She's like, you just got on his radar. And I was like, well, I guess so. But yeah, he went in, he got on TV, and here's what happened. When they got to digging into it, and then certain people were running and telling things, they got to finding out that a lot of people that were signing their checks was buying bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's true.
Yeah.
So both distilleries, Wild Turkey and Buffalo Trace, wanted it over. They wanted it done. They didn't cooperate at all. They never got to go in and look at inventory or anything. And so they basically, Pat opened up he opened up his own doing when he got on TV and was like, anybody that has anything, turn it in, no questions asked. They had people bringing stuff in. Still today, there was barrels turned in. They don't even know what the hell it was because everybody was freaked out. They didn't know if what they got from somebody was connected with all this because there were so many people, as I call it, was in the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Bourbon Shuffle.
The Bourbon Shuffle. I like that.
That's incredible.
But I know we're going to get to, but the facts of this story is this right here. Wild Turkey and Buffalo Trace never pressed charges against me. It was the sheriff. Wild Turkey still to this day, no signs of any break-in and has no missing barrels. The whole purpose to come to my house was for stolen barrels, which they never reported. The only thing ever reported missing was the 2013, which I never had, and I told them from day one, and you had a man that admitted taking it, but you gave him fucking immunity.
The 2013 Pappy.
The 2013.
Yes. And that is close to the sort of the end of episode 6, and you're like, holy shit, this guy gets immunity, but he was the guy who admitted to stealing the Pappy.
Look, there's something else here. A lot of people, and I think now it's funny. They indicted 9 people for the RICO charge. They called it the Curtsinger 9. All right, they indicted my father-in-law because they said one person told them that my father-in-law had a bottle of 23-year-old Van Winkle, which he didn't. Guess who that person was?
Jay Ballard?
Greg Anglin. Greg Anglin.
Really?
Greg Anglin, who you gave immunity to.
Right.
Well, hey, I need you to say this so we can get this RICO charge.
Man, come on.
All right, so
I swear, man.
So you were sentenced to 15 years.
Yes, but for the record, 30 days was on the table from the get-go. But they wanted to attach 8 felonies on that, and I said no.
Okay.
And another little thing that a lot of people don't know, the whole time I was contacted by the FBI, and I was in conversation with them the whole time this was going on. They were, from my talking with the feds, they were investigating the sheriff's department, and they were investigating the Commonwealth attorney and some judges for corruption.
Oh, wow.
But they never could make anything stick. They had certain things, but the U.S. attorney wouldn't let them follow through with it.
I think it's fairly important to mention that the sheriff, I'm not sure at what point, but ran for re-election.
He was wanting to be governor.
And was defeated.
Big time.
He got crushed.
Big time.
Yeah. He didn't even win a precinct. Well, here's, and I've heard a few things, but, a couple is this right here, which, I'd worked down in Frankfurt for 26 years, played league ball, had a lot of friends. My wife was fitness pro at the country club. She had a gym. She's a realtor. She knew a lot of people, a lot of influential people. So when all this started dragging out, and they indicted her and all this, it was bullshit just because I wouldn't go in and just cave to them. So I think that and a little something that a lot of people, all the free bourbon dried up. All the bourbon comps dried up.
Right.
So, you try to come out like, oh, look what I've discovered. Just going on. That's been going on for 200 years down there since that distillery's been going on.
Yep.
And he's trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
J-Bo, I want to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk to Toby. And Jay, you're enthralled with the story. I can tell you're
You never
just,
see me be so quiet, huh?
Hey,
I learn something every day.
You're soaking it all in, Jay.
Yeah. We're both thinking about Lebanese food right now.
Yeah, you got on that Lebanese princess stuff, and he just went brain dead. Stick around, we got more Two Shots.
Are you looking for a clean, fun podcast that you can relate to? Well, we've got it for you. Cross the Line. The 1524 originates out of Indiana. Former high school rivals, now our buddies sitting around a speakeasy bar, talking about common day events, common things. We keep it light, they keep it easy. It's a good time. Check out Cross the Line. 1524. You can find it on all the podcast apps and players. You can also check them out at crosstheline1524.com or check them out on Facebook. Cross the Line 1524.
J-Bo, are you enjoying this?
I am. He's not finished talking. He's got something else he wants to say.
No, it's legit. So one of the things, Toby, that I talked to you about. So we've had the Cornbread Mafia. We've had Johnny Boone. We've had Joe Keith Bickett. We've had Jimmy Bickett. We've had Red Eye. We've had all of the Cornbread Mafia. And, you know, there's so many common themes because they tried to really lump everything into the Cornbread Mafia. And for those of you that don't know, the Cornbread Mafia was the biggest domestic marijuana drug syndicate in the history of the United States.
Yep.
And so when you hear and you talk to Joe Keith and you talk about the corruption in law enforcement and missing evidence and all of these things, and you talk about omerta, which is, you know, you don't rat anybody out. You talk about the good old boys. And when you watch the Netflix, the Heist documentary, episodes 5 and 6, and you hear there's a lot of similarities. Don't you think, J-Bo?
So many similarities. And I think that's, you know, we love the Cornbread Mafia guys, and we're coming to love old Toby over here too, man. He's one of ours.
So Toby, you need to meet the Cornbread Mafia guys because you guys would have a lot of similarities and a lot of things to talk about because there's just so many similarities. You talked about, you know, or in the documentary, you know, you're watching it and you're thinking, what just happened? You know what I'm saying? And it was similar stuff with the Cornbread Mafia.
It's pretty cool, man. We're glad that you're on the other end of it. And
I am too.
And we're glad you and Jay got together. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better guy to come in and help out with his new adventures. And man, I tell you what, I'm just happy to see you on the other side.
Me too, but I'm not getting one of those tattoos.
I would not get one of those tattoos.
Yeah.
I mean, that tattoo's rotten.
You know, Jeremy, you know what I ask Toby every day?
What's that?
I go, have you talked to your kids today? He'd be like, no, why? I said, because I'm going to kill you today.
I told him, I said, you ever dream about hitting me, you better wake up and apologize.
That's awesome.
Then he
That's
gives me a
awesome.
king hug.
Big hug.
That's so cool.
You know, I've actually thought about how to connect the stories with the Cornbread Mafia and the Bourbon King.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, we're sort of like going on little mini tours to talk about the cottages and tours, and then people can ask him questions because it's a fascinating story that people don't know. I just talked to a lady yesterday, and I said, well, ask me one thing about Toby, and I'll tell you if it's true or not. She goes, well, I hear that he still has Pappy Van Winkle buried.
I wish he did.
I know.
I wish he did, too, but I said he never even had Pappy.
Yeah.
He looked at me like I had 3 heads.
So that's a part of the tours. I mean, you pull in that piece of the puzzle. You're on the van down there, right?
Well, yeah. When we take customers out, you know, we'll give a little history, and I tell them straight up. I say, look, I know a lot, but there's some shit I don't know, and I said I'm not gonna lie to you. If you ask me something I don't know, I said that, and kind of intrigues me to find out. And then we'll get talking about that, and then they'll be kind of looking, and I'm like, so if you got any questions about the show, just ask. And a lot of them do. And, you know, what I found, you know, when we first got to view the show before everyone else did, I'm going to tell you, man, it's hard watching everything that, you know, you went through folded out in an hour and 45 minutes. Like, my kids, my daughter, her biggest thing was she didn't want everybody thinking I was some kind of a monster.
Right.
Man, that really gets me. And my son, he kind of got a little upset. But it does, man. I love my kids.
Your son, when he got upset, it was like,
No, that killed me.
That killed me.
That honestly killed me. Yeah, because I'm like you, Toby. I'm a dad, and I can relate to you. You're a superhero. Your kids see you as
right.
and so when you see them and the tears and I'm like, okay, I was not expecting to be going down this.
Well, and just like you said, you want your kids to be proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So how do I do that? I got to do the best I can and try to make something out of. As I tell everybody, I've had some people come back and like, oh, I can't believe you got. I'm like, look, what am I supposed to do? I was like, y'all realize? I said, it was of my own doing. I said, everything that we about got destroyed. I said, am I just supposed to roll over and hold my head? I'm not going to hold my head down.
No.
I'm like, I got 2 kids that depend on me, and I'm going to be there for them. So I want them to be proud of me, and I don't want them looking at the way things played out. And just like we was talking about earlier, it wasn't just in Frankfurt, it wasn't just in Kentucky. It was all over the damn world. And I'm sitting there looking at this shit. I'm like, who are they talking about? And you guys down here in Lebanon, I'm just like y'all. Mm-hmm. I mean, I never had social media or anything like that, which I am now, which our attorney, because we got some things going. But but I'm like, man, I said, what is happening? And you're sitting there looking at your kid. Your kids? My son was afraid they were going to get taken away and put in foster care. And then you got, and one of the biggest things that really gets me, we went to a church in Frankfurt, and we'd went there for a while, and everybody's a little, it was pretty supportive and stuff. And then when everything happened, and I had to do the 30 days. So when I get out, my wife was like, you need to go talk to Cade. And I'm like, why? She's like, well, he's not understanding why nobody from church checked on us. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, nobody checked. I said, you mean to tell me nobody called? Nobody. So I called one of our deacons, and I was like, yo, man, I said, he's like, oh, you out? I said, yeah. I said, why did y'all not check on? You knew I was in there for 30 days. Why did nobody? Well, I don't know. So we went back a couple times, and people just acted weird. It's like kind of like you had measles or something. And and I'm sitting there, and I had a couple dudes say some kind of, I don't know, out of the way things to me. So we stopped going, and I just, I'm not mad at anybody. I just don't understand it, because we went there for like 13 years, and I don't understand. We'll see them out in the street or something, and they're like, hey, what's up? And I say this, and I don't want to offend anybody, but we were treated more cordially with open arms by what they would say your non-church going non-believers, and we were the people we sat in church with 3 times a week. I don't get that.
No, I don't either.
That just blew me away.
Supposed to reach out and help.
It reminds me of Johnny Paycheck's song, "The Outlaw's Prayer."
Yes.
I don't know if you need to listen. Jay, cue it up on the way back. The Outlaw's Prayer, because that's essentially the sentiment of that song. Is like Johnny walks in, and if you remember Johnny Paycheck, he's got the beard, he looks rough, and he walks into a church, and they ask him to leave, and he's like, "What? Wait a minute, what are you asking me to leave for? Even Jesus Christ had a beard. You need to listen to that song." But that's what it sounds like. I mean, it's just like, okay, wait a minute, don't come in here.
I know. I just still think about that sometimes. But like I said, I don't want to be mad at anybody. Even me and Jay was talking on the way down here about the deputy. I'm not mad. I just don't want it, because every one of them, which one of them has passed away, but every one of them has reached out and tried to make contact. I just don't want that, man. Do you realize what you put my kids through? Every time I see that, I think of my 2 kids and what and they're great kids, but I see things that emotionally affect them, and it stuck with them on certain things, and I can take it. If you come up, you apologize to me, I'm a man to forgive you. But when I see you do something to somebody that that means everything to me, and I watch I just can't do it, man. And those guys, they come up just like nothing ever happened. Hey, man, what's going on? I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
Stay away.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Stay away.
so are you talking about like a lot of the guys that actually?
No, I'm talking about the sheriff. The sheriff wants my wife rebooted it, and that was one of the things. When I didn't do a plea deal, the Commonwealth attorney, or the assistant, Zach Becker, he was like, well, if you don't do this plea, we're going to indict your wife. And I'm like, why? You would arrest her that night at the house. And I said, she didn't know anything. She's innocent. And his comment was, I can indict a ham sandwich, but it's up to the ham sandwich to prove that it's innocent. And I was like, where in the hell did that come from?
That's
I swear to God that's what was said. And I'm like, so my theory then was, in Franklin County, you're guilty until you spend all your damn money and either take a plea deal or get something throughout. And that's the way it is. That's the truth of our justice system right now. And you can see it playing out in national news right now.
Yes.
That's just the way it is. But, I done forgot what I was saying before that.
Well,
How great it is to work with me.
No, yeah.
You forgot that part. What about this? Let's change directions. What do your kids think now that their daddy is a TV star?
Well, my son still had a hard time. I mean, he still doesn't. He'll clam up on you. He'll joke. My daughter, like when we had some shirts, we were going over to a guy in Versailles and we were trying to start something, and he made Bourbon King. She wore it to school her last year. She said, "I'm representing today." She's got a little more openness,
right?
And and she'll defend right on the spot. Big Steve Oliver, the state trooper that was involved, she thought he was somebody else, and he spoke to her at one of the little speedway. She got her, and Bella's probably about the eighth.
Right.
Steve's big old boy. She turned around and said, "You get out of my face. You know what you done to my dad. You need to stop talking."
I like her.
No, I mean she called me. She was so mad. But Kate, he don't talk about it. He used to get mad, but he's loosening up a little bit now. But yeah, Bella, she tries to just take it for what it is now. Because I told him, I said, look, guys, I said, the worst part, the dark stuff is over. I said, I don't want anything in the past to destroy mine or y'all's future. I said, it's time to move on. And if it takes getting out there, I said, so what? I said, we gotta get back a lot we lost, because financially, man, it wiped us out. I mean, I don't know if people think, but it did. I mean, I had money in my 401k zapped, because we didn't have anything. Nobody would touch me. I was told I was blackballed in Frankfurt. Don't even try to get employment in Frankfurt. No, but I mean, because think about it. I worked at a distillery for 26 years. Where can you go anywhere else and just get a job? Where you can't, and especially when it's worldwide news.
Yeah,
everybody. And it wouldn't. Like I said, it was on the internet to the end of time now.
I'll tell you one of the craziest stories Toby told me. He'd had the same family doctor for years.
Yep.
And one his family doctor, one of his friends, was one of the ones buying the bourbon, right? So his family doctor dismissed him from the practice.
Yep.
Oh my!
You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
He didn't know I knew that, but I did, because he was one of the doctors I was talking about. And I said, that's fine. I see him now every now and then in Kroger in Frankfurt, and he'll just put his head down. That's like one of my buddies. There was two guys that was they said was the ones that really put it to me. One of them was a friend of mine I played ball with in Richmond. And I've always heard this. The church I used to go to, the preacher made a comment. He said, if you ever want to find a person's true nature, there's one thing you do: apply pressure. And by God, I'm going to tell you right now, if that's the truest statement I've ever heard. Because when that pressure applied, because the one buddy of mine, he's about 6'4" and absolutely murders a softball. Big old boy. Well, hell, he folded like a little kid. Was telling him all kinds of crazy shit. But he didn't get in. He got probation.
So a lot of these guys that actually took the immunity and the plea deal, or whatever you want to call it, are there any of those guys that you? These were buddies.
That's right.
These were buddies.
Good question. And here's what I tell people: if you guys are. If you got pulled in, because what people understand, nobody wanted to be in this spot. Nobody wanted to be dropped in this. If you went in and you told the truth, and I knew what the truth was, I have no problem with that. Because what they don't, what you understand, I knew these guys are like brothers. I knew their wives, their kids. I understand. I'm not somebody's going to say, oh, well, you shouldn't have said that. I understand. If you told the truth. Now, if you go in and you tell half the truth or you slur it, then I have a problem. And that's what a lot of them did. Now, the one friend of mine, Dusty Atkins, that lives in Georgetown, yeah, Dusty told him Dusty said what he said to get out of whatever. But Dusty's the only one that would step forward and was man enough, and I hope the rest of them hear it, that would get up and speak on my behalf. Because the rest of them now won't even look at me. Because I lay my head down. Because that was one of the things me and the director talked about. I didn't fucking rat on nobody.
Right.
That was the first thing. They wanted me to name everybody. And I said, I can't do that. I said, man, I know these people are like family to me.
Right.
Then I struggled for a little while because I told my mom, I was like, did I just screw up? I said, now look what my kids are going through.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do. I think about that. But knowing that sheriff, the former sheriff, like I know,
right,
it wouldn't have mattered. He'd have still screwed everything like he did. He didn't care. All he was looking for is something to step on and go to the governor's office.
Wow.
Gosh,
and it bit him in the ass.
Find out who your friends are.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. When it comes to, as my granddaddy used to say, when it comes to nut cutting time, you'll see. I could count my friends on one hand.
Right. Circle got pretty small.
I remember the ones. I will not forget. And like I said, I don't want to be mad at any, and I'm not going to hold a grudge. I understand people more now than I ever did.
Right.
I understand things. I mean, I don't have to be friends with them. And a couple of them I've reached out to. I said, I think it's time we need to talk, and they won't even make that the adventure.
Let's get a little sentimental for a moment.
Oh, don't make me cry.
Yeah, well,
here for you, King.
I mean, so it, obviously you talked about your kids, but the documentary really brought out your wife as well, and kind of the path that she went through with all of this. She stood behind you through this all.
Yeah. For better or for worse, and it ain't like I didn't hear it either. I love her, but boy, she give me hell for about 3 years.
Look, man, she has guns. I wouldn't mess with her.
I mean, it's
J-Bo, would you quit talking about Toby's wife?
She's strong, man. Did you not see the guns on that girl?
No,
I can't do anything with him, Jay.
Yeah, brother, I'm telling you, it was rough. I would. That's the thing too. I've had a lot of people like, oh, well, I wish you could get. No, I'll be honest. With what happened, even the detective, I wouldn't wish that on their families, and I don't want anything to do with them. But dude, I'm telling you, I wouldn't want anybody going through it. But yeah, me and my wife, we've been through a lot. That's what we was talking about the other night. I mean, we have our ups and downs, and still we do. Because I mean, it's still hard. I'm not back on my feet. We're trying to, like I said, I'm thankful for Jay and Angie because they're kind of helping me back. But it was rough, man. It was really rough. It's very fortunate we didn't get divorced. I mean, yeah.
Can I ask you something very personal?
Depends on how personal you talk.
Can you write it on a piece of paper?
Does it consist of a body part?
No.
Be careful, J-Bo.
No. In the documentary, she says she hadn't put a ring back on yet. Has she put it back on?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome,
man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's all I can think about.
Hey, we need another drink.
Yes.
Hey, oh my goodness! Are you guys wanting to go on? I mean,
that's fine. Keep going.
Yeah,
I want to go back a little bit when Toby said that he was just like us, and I'll just point to Jim. There's no way in hell Jim would put his hand to catch a turtle. Jim doesn't know how to field dress a deer, probably. I mean, come on.
You don't?
No, I really don't. Jim doesn't. But we're not talking about deer dressing. Where are you going with this, Jay?
I know he was just like you all.
All right, so
you know why?
I'm just showing
love. Because I catch turtles. The deer I showed y'all the little 30-pound deer I killed. He made fun of me. I'm as country as country. I ain't a big country music fan of it.
He picks blackberries.
No, I pick blackberries. Yes.
Are you like a rap guy?
No, I like rock.
All right,
same here.
Yeah. Like classic rock.
That's why you two get along so well.
I like probably about as far as I'll go is the 90s.
All right,
90s and back. All right. Some of that stuff they listen to now, I don't know what it is.
He likes the Bee Gees. Some
of the Bee Gees are all right.
Yeah. All right, so I got a question. This is a legitimate, serious question, Toby.
Yep.
Has Jay told you
This ain't serious.
about frostbite in Florida?
No.
Frostbite in Florida. I didn't know that was a possibility.
1993.
Yep.
This man, Jay Ballard, was frostbite in Florida.
did
Jay,
that
you want to tell everybody about that?
In
Not really.
Jim's blue Beretta. We leave Lexington.
Yes,
start
we did.
Spitting snow. Time we get to Chattanooga,
It was
the
terrible.
interstate is shut down.
I was in Texas when that happened.
But us and the little Beretta keep going. It was so cold in Florida. We never got in the beach. And we were in some bar with... Were you there? I know you were in Florida, but were you in the bar?
You said you went in his Beretta?
Be careful
That doesn't
talking
mean you-
about being in the bar.
You
Because there was an episode that happened in the bar before your episode. So
Yeah.
just smooth on through that.
Anyway, they left me. My friends left me.
Listen.
And I got lucky and went the right way. And I see the sign of our hotel in the background, way out there. What the hell was it called? I can normally remember.
I don't know.
And I just ran to it. And I laid in bed for 3 days eating bumblebee tuna. Saying frostbite in Florida.
frostbite in
I
Florida.
was so sick.
Is that at the year that the snow hit? In
1993.
we was in South Padre Island because a buddy of mine we went with, his girlfriend got caught and they had to spend all of it in Tennessee.
A lot of people got caught in Atlanta, Georgia that
On the
year.
Greyhound.
Yeah.
We went the other way. We went
Yeah.
through Arkansas and through Texas.
I was graduating from high school.
Frostbite in Florida.
Frostbite.
Yeah,
in Florida.
Jay is setting, and we're in the hotel room, and it's like, at the time, not only were you eating bumblebee tuna, you were also eating frozen bread and saying frostbite in Florida. That is the man that Toby that you're dealing with.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's,
But, it's memories, bro. We're still talking about it's been 30 years.
Yeah, it
a long
is.
time.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember that time, Jim?
No, we're not going there.
One
We're not
time in
going there.
band camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll edit it out anyway.
All right, so I'm curious, Toby. You've been doing these tours with Bourbon Barrel Cottages and
What's
tours.
it called?
What?
Do you have a name for your special
It's
tour?
Toby.
He's got one. He's getting ready to start.
I don't know if he's got a name for it, but I do. It's called the Bourbon Queen. I mean Bourbon King.
There he
Tour.
goes.
Bourbon
There he goes.
Bourbon King Tours.
Yeah.
So when you go out there, what's the reception that you're getting from the folks?
Open arms. That was one of the things I was telling you earlier about when they sent us the first the showing of Heist. They let us see it first, and Derek told us the producer Derek Doheen. He was like, it's a 50-50. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's 50-50. Either people are going to love it, and that was one of the things that my wife, she would go to a store or something, like she looks if anybody she knew before she go in and all that. You know, I told her, I said, Julie, I said, why? I said, here, I'll go get it. I said, I don't give a shit. I said, we got our phone, or I got my phone took away. We got blue all over. I said, how many people can you say if they took their phones, their computer, could look everybody in the face? And I was like, and I go back, which what Jesus say? Ye without sin cast first stone.
Yeah.
And I believe that. Nobody's perfect. You got people that want to think they're perfect. But yeah, now go back. What was your question?
I'm just curious the reception when you go out on these tours.
But yeah, a lot of people like. I mean, they like it and they see it because it. And that's the thing. I had some people. Well, were the producers on your? I was like, no, they were totally biased. They went in. They told the story like it was. Because see, Pat and the detectives almost didn't do that. So Pat had Greg Harvey, which Greg came in and got everything going. He had to take them to Malone's for dinner to talk over, coming on and being their sales. He said, you're going to be portrayed as yourselves. So that was one of the things that kind of come off on the documentary. When we done the suppression here, they were talking about, we didn't set foot on his property, curtilage and all that. But then they go into the documentary, and at the end you saw they come right behind and uncover barrels.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big thing. But yeah, everybody's been pretty good. I mean, they've kind of been on our side.
Yeah. And I will tell you, there was another tour guide that works for himself that said he didn't want to be associated with Toby or Bourbon Barrel Cottages because of Toby. And now that guy sees Toby and's all friendly, and he's like, I got someone in my group that recognizes you, want to take
They
a
want to
picture.
take pictures with you.
Did you say, just
Sir, you know who you are.
I'm about
No
ready
more
to.
pictures.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm going to tell you, man, and that's like me and Jay's talk. I was like, look, me and you were talking. It's real as real as real. I can't stand a two-faced bastard.
Same here.
I can't stand that shit. You know, we're friends. Stab me in my face. Don't stab me in my back.
absolutely? Yeah. No.
I like this guy more and more. He's Jeremy Bowman written all over.
He seems like your kind of guy,
He's my
J-Bo.
kind of guy, man. Just be who you are and just quit faking it.
He's all
right.
right. For what, I don't know, but he's all right.
Now, in 5 years, or whenever it is, when we can go hunting together with
right.
rifles, we're going hunting together.
I got a pretty good crossbow, man. I got a 10-point
Well, let's go. I got a crossbow.
RS 440 with a Garmin rangefinder.
Let's
on it.
go. Let's go. We'll take these two, and hopefully they don't get frostbite.
Jay can't kill.
I do not
What are you
hunt.
talking about?
I do not hunt. Full disclosure, Jay Ballard. I do not hunt.
I'll tell you what
You
I'll do.
fish?
When I get that, I got a friend of mine I used to go bear hunting with. You ever been coon hunting?
No, I haven't.
I can't. It's like a daytime coon hunt. We go over there and they run them with dogs, run up and get you a bear.
Let's
Turtle
go.
Man's been coon hunting.
Yes,
Say that again, Jay.
Turtle Man's been coon
That's
hunting.
what
he has.
Maybe
What kind of-
You're
Turtle
killing me.
raccoon.
You're killing me.
That's what Eddie Murphy said.
Eddie Murphy said it's raccoon turtle, man.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
So we're going bear hunting.
We can do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down. You going, Jim?
No.
I'm staying with Jim.
Yes.
So you guys knew we had a suppression hearing in that also. See, they didn't show that.
All right, so talk about that.
My mother-in-law watched the detectives on our property the whole morning. See, they didn't count on that.
All right, so before you go any further, I was wondering about when you watch the documentary, you see these guys come on your property. I'm like,
Yeah, my mother-in-law watched them.
don't you have to have permission to do that shit?
See, that was one of the things because when I got a call, I was in the gym, I was doing shoulder workout, and I got a call from my neighbor. She said, "I just want you to know there's sheriff's deputies all over your property." So Julie's like, "Mom just called." She said she wants to talk to you, and my mother-in-law said, "Here, somebody wants to talk to you," and it was the sheriff. He's like, "Where are you at?" And I said, He said, "You get home now." So we go home. I drop my son off. I get home, and they done kicked our door in, pulled all our clothes out. It was muddy, walked all over our clothes. Now, what's
So
the combination?
did they legit tear your house up like the
Yes.
documentary?
I wish I'd have took pictures. But see, the weird thing about that, later on when we got to look, it was Labor Day of 2014. I come home because the distillery was off on Friday and Saturday for Labor Day, or Friday and Monday. I come home, my back door had been kicked in, my drawers, Julie's drawers, been pulled out and everything. The same shit was that they done then was that day also. They dusted for fingerprints, no fingerprints and everything on that day. I got a state police record and all that. And the federal agent I talked to, he told me, he said, that is one of their things. They'll catch somebody in drugs. They'll have them break into a house. So if they get caught, then it's not on them. He said they're the ones that broke into your house prior to that looking for something. That's the way. There was a little saying. How was it they called them? They called them the Frankfurt Gestapo. That was the nickname of the feds for the sheriff's department at that time. But so anyway. When they were sitting there questioning me, and that was one of the things, we were out there, and Pat walked by, and he was like, "Well, if you got any Van Winkle?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any Van Winkle." And he was like, "Well, he said, you know who took that?" And I was like, "No." He said, "Well, if you can tell me," he said, "I can make all this disappear like that." And I said, "Like that?" He said, "Yeah, I've got that power." So my mother-in-law come up, and she was like, "Well, I guess I know why y'all were up here." He was like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Well, hell, I've been watching y'all all morning, going around looking in the windows and stuff." He said, "Where you live at?" She said, "Right there, where you can see right up here." He went, and walked off. So he knew he had a little problem there, but they did arrest me that night and everything. So we'll fast forward. So when we got talking to the attorney, the initial attorney I had, I found out was Pat's divorce lawyer, so I dropped him.
Oh shit!
So I took an attorney that was this attorney's father was like one of the top defensive lawyers. So he passed it on to her. So she kind of took it on. So one of the things my mother-in-law said, she gave a testimony saying that when she seen all the commotion up there, so she went up and it was a little after 3. So my attorney's like, no, you're wrong, because it was after 4 when they got in the house. So it kind of pissed my mother-in-law off. So fast forward that a little bit, when my wife done an Alfred, we went in to talk about evidence. Well, my attorney and my wife's attorney said, well, we got some good news. I said, what is it? She said, every picture that was taken inside of your house was timestamped before the search warrant was issued. I said, hey, do you remember what my mother-in-law said? She was like, well, just kind of keep it down. She said, this right here is big time in our favor. So, we done our suppression here, and she never brought it up. And I asked her, I said, what about the pictures? She said, what are you talking about? I said, the pictures inside of my house. She's like, I never seen any pictures. I said, whoa. I said, you sit right there across that fucking table and told me that there was pictures timestamped. Oh, no, I was talking about your building. I'm like, but my building is still on my property. But she just kind of dismissed it. So we'll go in a little bit future. So Julie wound up taking an Alfred plea. So when she settled, she went over, and that was one thing, they took my safe, all my guns and everything. So Julie got a .270 back that she had bought me while we were dating. And when I come home one day, she was sitting there, she had a beer. I said, what's wrong? She said, look at that evidence bag with my computer. I looked at it. I said, what am I looking at? She said, look at the time on it. Recovery time, 16:08. I said, what the fuck is that? She said, that's military time. She said, that's 4:08. I said, okay. She said, what time was the search warrant for the house? I said, 4:25. She said, right there it is. So I sent that picture to her, and I said, I'm trying to figure out what. She said, well, let's meet and we'll discuss it. That's the last time I talked to her. So I called my buddy that was still working, Mike Wills. Mike was, now he's the chief of police in Eminence, Kentucky. And I told Mike about that. And I showed, Mike said, well, that right there tells me there's. I said, I'm stupid. How does that tell me it's picture? He said, when we execute a search warrant, anything we seize from the house, we take a picture of right then so we can log it. He said, right there is proof that there was pictures and they fucking destroyed them because it would have threw their case out. They were in your house before the search warrant was issued. That is a fact. Like I said, I'm not a saint. There was shit I was doing I should have been doing. But if you want to get technical, and another thing, the barrels weren't even on my property. They were on adjoining property.
No shit?
No shit. Because, see, that was one of the things that attracted Greg Harvey to it. Greg said when he looked at it, he said, all this shit they're saying, you only got 30 days. And I was like, well, that was on the table. But he said, well, I'm not understanding something. He said, they fought tooth and nail that this was not on your property. This was curtilage. This was your property and all this. And I said, yeah, that's how they. He said, now when you go into court, because somebody come forward saying that they didn't think it, and they weren't. So now they said, well, it didn't matter if we went over and looked at them or not. They weren't on our property. He said, you can't have it both ways. He said, if they knew it wasn't on your property, he said, how in the fuck did they get a search warrant for your house? And I had a state cop I had a state trooper detective ask me the same thing. He said, what did 50 St. John's yield? I said, nothing. He said, well, how'd they get a search warrant for your house? I said, you tell me. They lied to the judge. And Judge Philip Shepard signed both search warrants, and they were signed by that is who signed them, by Detective Richard Qualls. And a few months before that, Richard Qualls got deemed a unreliable witness because he lied to Judge Kathy Mangitt, and then she took him behind inner chambers, and he secretly recorded her and then played it for everybody. So every judge down there deemed him unreliable, but he got my fucking search warrant signed. Now tell me, how's that work?
I'm just gonna tell you, J-Bo, I hope I never get arrested
in Franklin County.
Yeah.
Well, we got a different sheriff.
True.
I'm telling you right now, it's.
Shut up, Jay Ballard.
Hey,
don't go there.
Hey, Jim, did you almost get arrested?
Shut up, Jeremy.
I need to hear this kind of thing.
All right, listen, Jeremy. I had an important lunch meeting today with a very important business partner of the bank. You know, I'm a banker, right? So I told her all about Two Shots on a Barrel. I said, you need to listen to the show. I said, in fact, tonight we're doing a show with the Bourbon King. I didn't mention Jay because, the Bourbon King. And I said, you need to take a listen. So I told her, I was texting. I said, listen to the show tonight, and we'll give you a big shout out. So a big shout out with BHG, Jordan Solers.
Good stuff. Good
Say
stuff.
hello, J-Bo.
How was the school grounds?
It was fantastic.
Good stuff.
It was fantastic. Absolutely
I
great.
heard you met a couple of nice young ladies there.
I did. And Jordan, if you should know, J-Bo's wife is a doctor, so that's a client for you.
Worked out.
Yeah, Toby's looking for a doctor. So.
Hey, there you go. Hey, look.
All right, so what are you saying over there, Jay? You were over there like
Well, his doctor dismissed him from the practice.
Yeah,
and
we'll take you on, buddy. We got you covered.
Oh.
I don't know.
Look, it's awesome.
A lot
to have,
of craziness.
It's awesome to have the Bourbon King and Queen in here tonight. It's good stuff.
The Bourbon Queen has been a friend of mine for years and
Yes.
years and years.
Yes, he's a great
Is that
guy.
because I'm a male nurse? Come on.
Yeah, you're like Meet the Fockers.
Gaylord Fox, that's what I call it.
Oh, Jim, don't go there.
So, Jim, did you get arrested?
We need to go to a break. I think it's about time for segment 15.
Just checking. Man,
What the hell are you, Jay?
Jay just told me that you almost got arrested once.
I did
and-
not.
That's not even
Oh,
I
true.
was just asking
He
if
was
he'd
just
ever
asking.
been. I have not even close. Toby likes handcuffs, so.
Jail sucks. Nah.
All right,
I'm out.
30 days.
That's right.
Where were you?
Woodford County. And I lobbied for that because I didn't want to go to Franklin County because one of the detectives on my case, Ron Wyatt, was he was working at the jail. During my proceedings, there was another investigation on a former constable that was brought up for, was it kidnapping? And then there was a young lady came forward saying that she was prostituted out when she was like 13 years old by her youth football coach and all this, taking to places and having sex and all this stuff. And so instead of the Commonwealth attorney contacting the FBI, state police, contact the sheriff's department. So they investigated it for 11 months. 11 months, Ron White turned in his evidence and retired, and then his working partner arrested this man, and it turned out to be his father.
Oh, my
Wow,
gosh.
good.
So, and to cut that short, in the end of all of it, after prostituting 13-year-old girls out, he got 3 years probation, paid a $5,000 fine, and apologized. That's all he got.
Jeez.
And we were downtown a few years ago, and my wife got up to use the restroom, and there was a person sitting with us. It was in the court system, which, like I said, I try to get off everybody. When she got up, they leaned over and said, I just want to let you know something. I'm going to say this one time. Said, you were traded for this guy. And I'm like, what do you mean? You were traded for this guy. This guy was getting ready to release high official names on his prostitution, and there was a compromise made. So
Wow.
it is what it is.
Wow.
So
Goodness gracious. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, man.
it is. I mean,
You look,
it is what it is. I mean,
It could have been worse.
Oh, hell yeah. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Yeah, I could have been sitting in jail for 15 years.
Yeah.
So,
my gosh.
but I mean, I get people coming up saying this. Before everything was finalized, I had deputies that I didn't even know. See, that was the thing. I knew people. I knew state cops. I knew city cops. I didn't know anybody on the sheriff's department. But I had people in Walmart, Kroger, in Frankfurt coming up to me on the sheriff's department. I didn't even know, and they was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. What's going on? It's fucked up. You don't even know." And I'm like, "I don't even want to know. I don't know you." And he's like, "No, I just want to let you know. I'm sorry this happened. I'm like, I don't want to know," and I just walked away because I kind of knew what was going on. But when when you've got a controlling force that is got wanting the means to your end, you're screwed. Because when we done the suppression hearing, each one of the detectives got on the stand. There was the three of them. It was Jeff Farmer, Ron White, and Rick Qualls. Jeff Farmer gave a testimony that they'd done a knock and talk. Now, think about this, guys. During the middle of the day, around 12 o'clock, everybody's at work. Mm-hmm. You go up to somebody's house, there's no car in the driveway. You're going to do a fucking knock and talk. But you go to the back of the house, you're supposed to go to the front of the house. Mm-hmm. Farmer said that. White said that. And both of them said Qualls stayed in the car. So when Qualls gets up there, She asked. She's like, "What were you doing?" Well, they were knocking on the door. I was standing at the bottom of the stairs playing with their Saint Bernard. I told her, I said, "You got him right there." That Saint Bernard was my brother-in-law's dog who died in Fayette County Jail. We never let him out of the house, and you just had both detectives say he stayed in the car. They're lying right there. So, they said they didn't go here and there, so my mother-in-law just debunked it all. So the judge came out, and on his order, he said, even though the defendant had an eyewitness that placed the detectives on the property prior to the search warrant, said they found no alleged evidence till the third time they entered and discovered the barrels readily viewable. But the first pictures, and look, I'm not an idiot. They were covered with a tarp and everything.
Yeah.
And then they showed it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here saying, so you're saying everything they said on the stand is a lie and you believe my mother-in-law. So you're saying they're lying, but you choose to believe what they say. So then he denied it. And I told my wife, I looked at her, I said, I'm fucked. I said that deck was stacked before I even went down there. There was no, and I even asked my attorney, I was wanting to go change the venue. Oh, it won't happen. They're not going to let it go. I said, well, let's go to, because I ran out of money. I said, well, I'm going to go to Supreme Court. I'm going to get a public defender. You can't have a public defender because you have a job and you own property. I said, what property? I don't know. I said, it's our wife's house. Well, you can't get one. I was like, well, I want to go to Supreme Court. Oh, it don't do any good. They don't ever do anything. So it was everything to go ahead and get this plea deal and get it over with. Because it was a win. They considered it a win for me, a win. Now she's a super lawyer. She's the advocate for children signed by the governor. The sheriff or the Commonwealth got a win. It was, so, I mean, it's whatever. So,
look, man, look, you've been through hell and back. But let's look what the good came out of all this.
That's right.
Are you going back to talk about his wife right now?
No, I'm going to Sunday morning.
You want to meet my wife?
No, man.
Hey, if she was sitting right here, she would love you.
Look. I don't know.
Look what, Jeremy?
Y'all are crazy.
No, I mean you talked about his wife a lot tonight.
No, I'm trying to go Sunday morning harvest here, man.
Okay, go ahead.
A lot of good came out of this.
It did.
Okay. Sometimes it's probably hard to see, but your family's stronger and they tighten it now. Not that they weren't before.
No, and one of the things, me and one of my mom's youngest sister was always really close, and I hadn't seen her. I hadn't been as close with her, but I mean, I don't know. It may sound kind of cheesy, but I got to spend 6 years with her before she got lung cancer and died. And, I mean, we were like that. She was like my sister. I told her stuff I wouldn't tell my mother.
Right.
I got to spend time with her. And my son and my daughter are like, my son would kill somebody over his sister. I mean,
right.
I mean, you guys, we're country boys. We know. I mean, he loves his sister that much. And that's the way she is. And I look at that, and that bond is, I mean, we like really, and my family, I reconnected. Because, I was working 7 days a week, 12, and the ball, which I quit playing softball, but I didn't see my family, and me and my mom, we talk about it every morning. My mom, I tease her because I was like, I'm a drive-in baby. She was 15 when I was born. I grew up with my mom. I love my mom with all my heart.
And she loves me, by the way.
And she loves Jay. And I told Jay, I said, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the way my mom, if anybody says something against this man, my mom will go toe-to-toe. Because why? Because Jay gave me a shot to get back on my feet.
Mama, we need to have a talk.
Mama, bringing the king home.
You've also learned valuable lessons in friends who you can and can't trust.
Exactly.
I can't trust Jim Reed. I promise you, if we have to testify, he's going to say he did it.
Pressure.
He did it. He is the. What are you doing?
I mean, look what he brought up. Spring break in '93.
I know he will throw you. How long have you been friends with him?
Evidently a long time. No, I guess back to high school when he graduated.
And he throws you under the bus.
I know.
Throws you under the bus. So listen, you know who your friends are, and and now you're with one of the coolest guys ever doing the coolest tour ever.
The coolest guy ever.
Damn right.
That's
write
right.
that down.
Yeah. Write it down. That's the next T-shirt, right?
That should be your next your first tattoo.
I'm not getting a tattoo.
Gotcha. So look, man, I wish you the best with this new tour, and I hope you all just burn the town down. hitting all these distilleries.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say, everybody that's listening to this, I appreciate your time and listening, and I invite you guys to come up, stay at the cottages, take a tour with us, and get to know a little knowledge about bourbon, and let's have a good time. Let's make some friends.
Yeah. And Jeremy, you know, the cool thing about the Bourbon King tour is that we do it in the limo, and you get one person we haven't talked about is Jeff Waldridge. So Toby was in my office when Jeff came in, because Jeff does paranormal tours and Bigfoot tours and tours like that.
Right.
Ghost tours. When Toby was in the office, Jeff came in. Jeff looks at Toby and says, "Do you remember me?" And Toby's like, "No, I don't think I've ever met you." And Jeff's like, "Well, I'm the one who patted you down the night they brought you in." So, yeah, and he asked Toby to cough, and then that's when Toby remembered.
Right.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
So he saw Toby like nobody
The
else.
full Monty.
so on the Bourbon King tour, we can have 6 people in the back of the limo. Toby's in one of the captain chairs, Jeff's in the other, and there's more to the story. We've talked about a lot tonight, and there's more to it than that. But
Stuff that we can't talk about legally.
each couple gets a bourbon barrel head. They get an autographed Bourbon King picture, a Bourbon King T-shirt like we gave you guys tonight, and
Which is a very cool T-shirt, I got to tell you.
thank you.
I got to hook up with your creator of T-shirts.
Yeah, we can do that, man. But the cool thing is it comes with a 10, 12, and 15-year Pappy tasting.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's awesome.
there's
man.
only one place in the world you can do a bourbon tour with the Bourbon King.
That's right.
It's Bourbon Barrel Cottages and Tours.
Now, when they called, do they request him, or is it?
Well, it's a certain package.
Okay.
Every tour is not a
Okay.
Bourbon King tour. So,
Gotcha.
But yeah, because most of the tours we do, I guess, are private.
Okay.
But to guarantee that Toby's your driver, it's
Right.
the Bourbon King tour.
So how are you known around as far as the distilleries? Obviously, you worked at Buffalo Trace for years, but what's the reception when you go into a Maker's Mark, into a Wild Turkey, whatever it is?
Open arms. Buffalo Trace. And, you know, that's the thing I've had some people ask about Buffalo Trace. You know, I mean, I have no ill will toward anybody. You know, Buffalo Trace, they provided a roof over my kids' head, clothes on their back, food on our table. I'm glad, and that's one thing. I love my state. I love all 120 counties. I've got friends all over. I love it. I think everything everything happens for a reason. Yeah, it sucks what happened to me, but like you said, and you know, I'm not selfish. The way I look at it, look at the good it's done for our state and a lot of people in life. And, you know, some people may look at that and like, oh, no, I mean, that's cool if that's what you want to think. I'm not greedy and I'm not selfish. If the bourbon industry has exploded, and you can look back, you can say whatever, and they probably won't say it, but it all goes back to about 9 or 10 years ago. It really does. And it benefits our state, our schools. I'm all for that. And the distilleries, I mean, everybody's cool. I mean, it's something, it's kind of overwhelming. It's kind of, like I told you earlier about the shirt, a little embarrassing to see that. But, you know, we'll pull up, people want pictures, you know, but it's pretty cool because it kind of makes you feel a little bit better that people don't look at you like you're a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you've got a couple that come through that,
They-
which I don't mind.
They're probably go to that same church. That's
right. It's like what's that old saying? Opinions like asshole. Everybody's got one.
Exactly.
And that's what I've kind of instilled on my kids too. You know, they kind of look, and I was like, look, I said, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I was like, you just do the best you can. Don't worry what people think, because no matter what you do, people are gonna think what they're gonna think.
Yep.
And I was like, you know, I've got a thing. As long as Isabella Grace Curtsinger, Elijah K. Curtsinger, and Mama will get mad at me. Candy Teresa Curtsinger don't think I'm a piece of shit. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I really don't. And I'm not just saying that to be an ass. I mean, I love people. I want to be friends, but that's who matters to me.
Yep.
The one thing that is exactly what you brought out in the documentary. At the end of the day, your family.
That's right.
At the end of the day, you know, so you can have all these friends and they say they're going to stand behind you. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's your family.
That's right. That's right. That's like I was saying, blood's thicker than water and all. That's
And tattoos.
That's true. And you know,
Blood
and
on blood.
that's the thing. I think in far as not just America, but I think everywhere. I think everybody's bounced from that. Everybody, you know, I think if you look at our country as a whole, it's you want to define it. It's the selfie. Everybody's about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to see. I want to see my friends do good. If I got a friend that does good in a business, I'm happy. I'm not jealous. I'm happy. I want to see. I hate that when I see people like, well, man, the hell with him. Why? Why don't you want to see people be good?
I'm with you.
I mean, I want to see people happy. I want to see kids happy. I want to see people prosper. I don't get that.
That's why we want you to do good, Jay Ballard.
Yes, Jay.
Yes, Jay.
Well, I mean, if I do good, Toby does good because I'm not capitalizing off him. He had no idea that what people would think about him. I said, dude, people want to talk to you. He had no idea. I think he's figuring it out now because when he goes to distilleries that people recognize him. I mean, you know, he's talking to people in the bathroom now and stuff. So,
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on. But I told him, I said, man, I said, we build this and you'll profit too. I'm just not going to pay him. I'm not going to capitalize off of his thing. But I want to, I said, we'll do like profit sharing. We build this.
Yeah.
It's because of you. We'll share it. I mean, I've got enough. I've been blessed. I mean. So.
Did you, Toby, you think like several, I mean, just a few years ago, did you see your name on a van?
No.
Mercedes.
Van. No. And I had, you know, I don't know, man. You know, you think a lot of stuff. A lot of things go through your head when you're going through something like what we went through. I had no idea. You know, I used to have a plan. You know, I think I told you this, Jay. You know, when I was at Buffalo Trace, you know, I had my 401k. I had a certain percentage going into it. I had timeline when I could retire. I knew what I was going to get. All that went straight down the damn toilet. It got shot. I mean, it's like I started over. So, you know, I'm like, well, it's like kind of like a day by day, but it's really not that because I'm the kind of person, I like to plan. I like to know what I'm doing. And, you know, right now, I'm still trying to get back on my feet. Jay's been a big part in that. Trying to get on a routine, and I'm about routine and get established. I got, and it's just, I mean, man, it's been hard. It ain't been easy.
Yeah,
it's been rough, and it's just which you know, and people's been pretty. Like I said, you got a couple in my asses, but other than that, everybody's been pretty cool.
What'd you say?
You know what I'm talking
so, the process when you watch, I'm talking to Jay now. But did you watch I'm just curious, how did the process work? Did you watch the documentary and you're like,
you know, I don't.
holy shit, I got to have this guy a part of my plan.
Did you feel sorry for me?
I mean, how did that work, Jay? Or was it Angie? It Angie that saw the
star,
what all this could bring?
How handsome he was.
Yeah.
He got a pretty smile.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I'd watched Heist.
I mean, how did
seen
you
it before? I was talking to our buddy Jeremy Hawkins. He was doing some welding for me, and we were talking. And I mean, you know, a lot of times I compare it to like the Cornbread Mafia stuff, like you said, because all those guys had kids my age.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was young, but they all had kids my age.
Yeah.
And then you get thinking about this Heist thing, and it's kind of like that would be cool. How can I be different, do marketing? Because it's just my wife and I own the cottages. We don't have shareholders or anything, and we've invested all this money. How can we be different? Because there's a lot of politics in that realm with the Bourbon Trail and all that, and we're the little guy. I get it. Just motivates me, right? So I'm like, I want to be different. So I was talking to Jeremy about Toby, and he says, yeah, I've got his number. And then he works at one of the other distilleries Toby's sister works at a lot. And like Toby said, he told her to tell Toby to call me. And he called me, and I didn't even know if he knew what I was calling him for. He said he didn't, but I think he did, didn't he?
A little bit, not much, not totally.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're friends. You started off lying to me.
Hey, it's hard. Hey, after it was kind of hard to really trust anybody.
I could imagine.
Yeah. But
Like, what's his ulterior motive, right, Toby?
Yeah, what's his angle?
But I didn't know how he felt about talking about it. And all he goes, "No, I'm okay talking about it. It's been a long time." And we talked, and then we met with him and Julie, and and like I said, he had me when he said, "I just want to leave something for my kids."
And I do, guys. That's not bullshit. Everything I do, I had my time in the sun. Everything I do is for my kids.
Yeah.
And I do. I love them.
And I don't know Isabella as well as his son, Cade. But, coming up here, King was taking a nap. So I posted it on Facebook, and I'd be damned if Isabella didn't call him. Did you see what Jay did?
That's my girl.
I'm like,
that's my girl.
Man, she's your bodyguard.
So when you
I like that.
I mean, let's keep it real. Isabella keeps Jay straight.
Isabella, if he steps that line, she's gonna
didn't
bust
know,
his
but
ass.
I heard her. He had her. I could hear her on the phone. I'm like, but Cade, I've known better because he worked with Toby at the Cottages all summer, and I can't. I mean, Isabella's impressive. Don't get me wrong, I just don't know her as well. But Cade is the most impressive.
Be careful what you say about Isabella.
Yeah, man.
Because she will listen to this episode of Two Shots.
Yeah.
So you better say really good things about Isabella.
She's the greatest. She's the type of girl that you want your son to bring home.
There you go.
So Isabella
right,
is
Isabella.
how old?
She is 18. She's a freshman at Western Kentucky.
Wow. Okay.
And Cade is 21, and he's a senior at Western Kentucky.
But Cade is the guy that you want your daughter to bring home. He is the most impressive 21-year-old man that I've ever met. I mean, he is very responsible, focused on school. Nothing like I was at 21.
Yeah, I remember you at 21.
I don't remember. No. I'm joking. I blame it on the roommates being bartenders.
Nice.
But, hey, anyway, it turned out all right, didn't it?
So we got to give a shout out to all the bourbon companies that we drink
Jesus,
from tonight.
we have
Let's
been
see.
drinking.
What all have we had tonight, boys?
Well,
Eagle Rare,
Rare,
Sazerac, RD1,
RD1,
Barry Brenninger.
some Frank August.
Frank August, and is there? Yep, I guess that's it.
You mentioned a buddy with RD1 that we need
Yes.
to get on the show. Who is that, Jay?
Barry Brenninger.
Barry.
Yeah.
You
Barry
need to
is
listen. We got to have you on the show.
We're big fans.
Humongous
real
fans of RD1. Absolutely. It was a
Barry is
pick of
there.
the litter at the Bourbon Festival.
Oh,
this
No,
year.
and yeah, I enjoy it too. That's
You get him
It's
and
a
Coach
nice
Stoops
bourbon.
on there.
So he's a Coach Stoops guy.
Yeah, Coach Stoops,
Stoops is the majority
one.
owner.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So what was it, like 2 years ago that we were at the Bourbon Festival and there was like the Mark Stoops posters?
Same.
So it's RD1. I did not put that together.
It's okay. You're getting older.
He is. An
Jay, by the way, you made your appearance on one of the television stations in Lexington,
Channel 27, WKLT.
and
KLYT is WK.
let me just say,
I said it too fast.
you were very presentative of Bourbon Barrel Cottages, but I gotta tell you, you don't need to go on any more television shows without Toby,
I understand.
because Toby saved your ass.
Yeah.
Really? I
It's a
didn't.
good side. Yeah, because I kind of lost my
It's all right.
thoughts about stuff I talk about every day. It just kind of, But
It was the lights, right? It was the lights.
was.
They were
distracting
blinding
me.
you.
Yeah. And India's phone over there kept vibrating on the table and it distracted me.
That's a kind of a crazy atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little intimidating,
King,
right?
It
King had
is.
never voluntarily been on TV before.
Not live TV. Yeah. That's what Jim Caldwell asked. He said, "You been on?" I said, "Not voluntarily."
That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
That is so
He
hilarious.
just looked at me, and he probably found out later.
Yeah, but people always want Toby to sign bottles. I'm like, man, people gonna put that on eBay and stuff. Let's turn it into something positive, and eventually we will have a bottle signing and donate to the veterans.
That's awesome.
That's like when the Heist first came out, and which I wasn't on social media. Dude, my wife got tons of shit on like her email. People from
From Jeremy.
No. I need to ask her. Hey, I need you to
Hey,
let.
check and see if she got a friend request from Jeremy Bowman from way back.
Man, you say one nice thing about somebody.
Dude, you went instantly to how his wife was.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. you're going to meet her because I'm going to tell her about you.
Well, she's a cool cat.
I'm gonna say, I got a guy who thinks you're awesome.
appreciate it.
She'll be down there tomorrow.
I never said one thing about Jim and his lunch date today.
Are you talking?
What are you
Listen,
talking about?
we've already given a shout out
What
to
are we talking-
Jordan,
Yeah, see?
but that has nothing to do with your infatuation with Toby's wife.
I mentioned her and his family. They were all beautiful people.
3 times.
4 times now.
Am
Toby,
I the only one that
You
had
want
a
to come
di-
up for Friendsgiving this weekend?
Yes, I'll be there. Man. I'll be there.
Oh, hell. You better get a definition.
This is awesome.
yeah.
Am I the only one that had a lunch date with the wife today? I mean,
Yes, you probably are.
Probably did.
I was
Probably
deer
did.
hunting.
Yeah, went up to Shooters, had a burger. That's right.
Shooters.
Shooters.
But no, what I was telling you, it was like the #1 showing for 8 months in India.
In India?
Our director told us that if you go to India, you'd be like a rock star if you got. I was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Let's go to Bollywood."
Right.
But no, man, she was getting people, and I still get some. I've got people that's hit me up from like South Africa, Australia, and everything. People that's watched it, and that's one of the things I think is pretty cool. Like I probably got about 2,000 people on like Facebook now, and a lot of them are people, and they'll say, "Hey, look, I watched it, understand. God bless you. I'm praying for your family." And I mean, I think that's cool. I've got people like just from surrounding states that just came into Frankfurt. We've met for dinner, and they'll buy us dinner or buy us drinks.
So, do you have a website where you can sell these shirts, man? Take advantage of it.
No, he does.
But
He's the one.
we work together.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
work
yeah.
together because
So we split the profit
He's
and
busy.
donate a percentage to Tunnel to Towers.
See?
that's right.
So, what is Tunnel of Towers?
State police.
No, that's
I thought you said state police.
no, it's the veterans. They help veterans
Okay,
that have lost
that was
limbs,
no. I'm
etc.
thinking about
build
something else.
houses or pay mortgages off
Love it.
for veterans. that
Love
didn't
it.
come
So,
home.
where can they go to buy these shirts? Let's sell a bunch.
It'll be put on our website. We're opening a store. Should be open any day at bourbonbarrelcottages.com.
Okay.
Or you can message it or email us.
With more
And we
shirts
can
also.
mail it out. Yeah, and we have multiple types of shirts now and more to come.
And that's one of the things that a lot of people say, "Hey, how can I help your family out?" You know what? I appreciate that. If you do, buy a shirt, it not only helps me, but the tunnels.
Yeah.
It helps that. So, Jay, I'm gonna.
He's a turd. You can hit him. You can hit him again.
Easy, King.
Let the record show, J-Bo,
Yes, sir.
that I just friend requested not Julie Curtsinger, but Toby Curtsinger.
And I'm getting ready to accept it.
There you go.
So
There you go.
if you want to friend request Julie Curtsinger, you can do that.
Look, man.
That is okay.
I'll
Look,
go home. She'll
see,
go,
I don't
"Who in the
understand."
hell is this?"
Yeah. And if you can't get any more friends, who are you going first? You're going to delete. So going to be Fowler. I mean,
It's gonna be Jerry Fowler.
yeah,
He's on my bad list, J-Bo.
J-Bo.
Jay.
Yeah.
yeah.
J-Bo.
I'm JB.
J.
JB.
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 He's on my bad list.
Yeah, I asked Fowler what BFF stood for, and he's so cerebral. He's sitting there thinking, he's like,
All right.
best friends forever. I'm like, no, it's Ballard Fowler for.
While we're talking about your Jay, while we're talking about your boyfriend, you and your best friend Jerry Fowler got matching Bon Jovi tattoos.
From the cheapest tattoo parlor in
that
Kentucky.
is not true.
That's what he said.
They got those.
Jim knows
They got
nothing
those in
about
jail.
tattoos.
That's a jail tattoo.
Toby, listen.
Jim P's holy water. He didn't know about that.
Like
true, that's
the
true.
utmost respect for Toby Curtsinger.
Here we go.
But please never get matching tattoos with Jay Ballard.
You don't have to worry about that.
Too late.
Yeah, whatever.
I just did it so Fowler'd get one.
Sure, you did.
I did. I went back there. I said, man, I had it on my leg. I said, I almost took a nap. And I go back there, and Jerry's looking down on his chest. He's like, almost take a nap my ass. He's like...
He's like sending me pictures of his tattoo. I'm like, Jerry, I really do not need to see this
in
right
the
now.
bathtub.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he does.
I didn't get that one.
Because you were in the bathtub with him.
Whatever. I took a picture, right? Oh. Well, God bless Bobby Joe is all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway.
Hey, listen, what a show.
Yes.
What a show. Toby, man, the documentary is incredible. You mentioned who knows what may be on the horizon. There could be a movie.
That is in talk. Hey, just
A
real
new
quick.
documentary.
Yeah, a new documentary is very possible. But
His documentary.
also, a couple months ago, there was supposedly Discovery Channel was down doing some homework in Frankfurt, but they talked to the former sheriff and the 2 detectives. They're trying to get a police view of everything. But to follow up with that, they said there is a great possibility there will be a movie to follow. And next month, we're talking to an author for a book.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got to know this question.
Yes.
This is an important question. If there's a movie on the horizon, who plays Toby Curtsinger?
That's a good question.
Oh hell, that is a good question.
Why don't
Well,
Toby-
you know, one of my buddies I used to work with all the time said that, what was that guy? He's a soccer player, Rooney, in England. No, I don't know. Who would you think? It has to be a younger me, though. I'm done.
One with hair.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking, I could see. Jay, let me turn it over to you because I've got someone in mind,
Right.
but I'm curious to know what you think.
I'm not worried about who's going to play him. I'm just worried about
Who's
what
gonna
part.
play my wife?
Yeah, no. Who's going to? What part we're going to have in the movie?
We ain't in that damn movie.
I'm in that movie.
You may
brother.
be.
I'm in it.
Hey, listen.
You
hey,
might be the
hey,
one that
guys.
hits on his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Hey guys,
gosh.
look. If y'all haven't learned anything about me at all, the one thing, I'm loyal and I'm true to people who treat me good
Right.
and my friends. So you guys have given us a platform and opportunity. You're my friend, so
Hey,
you're cool. You're good.
You're in with us too, brother.
You want to know who I think would play you?
Joe Pesci.
He's so stupid.
Joe Pesci. You're killing me.
Danny
I
DeVito.
know
Somebody like that.
Boy George.
Danny DeVito.
Boy George.
All right. You're killing me, Jay.
You are a chameleon.
Who?
So my instant thought of who would play Toby Curtsinger, the Bourbon King, John Cena.
John Cena.
Shoot, man, that's a big
kidding
dude.
me?
John Cena.
John Cena. Shoot, I'm not big as one of his arms.
No, you're not.
No,
But you know, in Hollywood, they can do a lot of things, though, Toby. And John Cena.
John Cena.
I like
How about
Boy
that?
George, man.
I love Culture Club.
I'm sure you did.
Boy George has a great voice.
I'm not going to get over that one.
You know what's getting real when J-Bo takes his glasses off.
Man, gosh, that's funny.
John Cena. John Cena as Toby Curtsinger.
What about that?
The Bourbon King.
Shit, that made me look good.
Hey, let's do it. Call him up.
It's gonna happen, man.
I bet you
You know,
Jericho has his number.
that's the thing with movies, though. You know, you're like it's because I had Greg Harvey. I was talking to him. I was like, we need to try to get a movie. We do like how they do that, like based on true events.
Yeah.
So you can kind of stretch stuff a little bit because you want to get the audiences down.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
That would
for
be
sure.
John Cena.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey,
Don't let it go to your
You're
head.
gonna have a good night with your wife Julie. She's gonna be thinking John Cena. John
I'm
Cena.
gonna tell her that.
Or J-Bo.
or
I was waiting for that one. Look,
Hey,
Look.
you will meet my wife.
That's
I guess I'm gonna tell her. I say you got a fan.
hey, look. All I was doing.
So
was
so a
talking.
2-episode documentary. You know what J-Bo got out of it?
She's got nice guns.
That is an interesting question. What has she ever put her rings back on?
Now it's coming back. Put the ring
Who would
back
play Julie?
You know,
True.
there
True.
was an ulterior motive with the ring question.
I know. You know who Greg Harvey told Julie if a movie came out. You know who he said would be good for her? Reese Witherspoon.
True. Yeah.
That's what. I was like
Now-
that.
now,
that's
Jake,
really
Reese
not bad.
and John Cena.
Well, there for a while before he got older, everybody said back when you go back 15 years, they said me and Russell Crowe looked alike.
Russell Crowe.
All right.
But Russell Crowe's about 70 now, isn't he? 60.
I don't know.
You gotta have a younger guy because it's got to go back into the 90s.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't watch movies much anymore.
It might be J-Bo.
It could be.
I can see it
It
fast.
could be you.
Could be, man.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
Yep. Oh, you're older than I thought.
I'll be
though.
54 this year. Next month.
Hey, we're right there together.
So you
brother.
guys know Scott McCarty?
Oh my God.
I used to play softball against him.
Oh, Scott was a beast. Now Scott was a beast.
He played that A circuit for a while.
You remember Al Brady?
Yep. I know Al real
Al
good.
Brady.
Little Steve Thompson.
Little Steve Thompson.
You remember it from Loretta?
From Loretta?
I don't remember that name. Who are some of the other softball guys from this area that you remember?
Well, I never played with him, but Jude Spalding.
Jude Spalding.
But
Okay.
Stevie lived. I played with him for 2 years. He played with Springfield Merchants, Jackie Arnold.
Yeah,
then-
I remember that name.
Then Jackie
Yeah.
Jackie had the Reese
There you
Monument
go.
out of Tennessee sponsor. I played with him for 2 years. That's how I know Stevie. Which I need. Jay gave me his number. I need to call
Probably
him.
like 6 months ago.
So your softball days are completely
Oh,
over?
they're done.
Yeah,
Man, I've had. It's a resurgence in the 50 and older. I've got a lot of friends that's hit me up, and I'm like, dude. I said, here's the thing. 1, I'm not in shape. 2, financially, I can't do it. And 3, I said, I'm still trying to get back on my feet. And
Right.
I've had a lot of guys. And like I was like, I understand. I was like, no. I said, I appreciate that. I said, the thing about softball, I don't miss going out and having to hit 2 or 3 times a week. I miss the brotherhood of it.
Brotherhood.
Man,
Right.
I made a lot of friends playing ball. I mean, it's kind of like I was saying in a documentary. It's like a Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere. I've been to California, been up into Canada, I've been all over the Southeast.
That's
You
cool.
meet a lot of good people, man.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things that kind of pissed me off, too, when the sheriff was like, oh, it was a rogue softball team. He was the octopus and all these tentacles. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
It's such a. It's amazing. And again, you come back to the Cornbread Mafia, J-Bo.
Same story. Yeah.
And it's like this glorified picture that they paint that is like the farthest thing from the truth.
I'd like to get him and Bobby Joe in the room. Just let them have.
We need to have
Let's do it.
the Bourbon King, Bobby Joe Shoemaker, and I'm telling you, it would be a viral podcast.
That'd be fantastic.
It'd be incredible.
Love it. Well, guys, thanks
Bring
for coming.
Bobby Joe on the Bourbon King tour.
We can do it.
We call it the Bourbon Bread Tour.
Hey, I like
Bourbon
it.
bread.
All right, so
like
check out bourbonbarrelcottages.com.
Yes.
It's a premier spot right there in Anderson County. Beautiful spot. J-Bo, we need to go up there and just
Yeah.
have a party
Heck yeah.
one
I
night.
told Jay we'd have a pig roast.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
We'll invite all of our good friends like Toby and Julie for
Yeah,
you, J-Bo.
Julie will definitely be there.
Yeah,
kill me.
and
Y'all don't understand Lebanese tempers, man. They're gonna be.
he's
listening.
gonna go home tonight, and after the show airs, and Mick.
He feels bad for me because he knows.
I don't know your wife that well.
No, but you know it don't matter.
It's a cultural thing, right?
It's a cultural thing. Yeah, Lebanese man don't kill you.
So
They're
fun.
guys like that.
I can't wait till
They don't
this,
play.
I can't wait till the show airs.
So I'm gonna have to go home.
You
and
were like stink on Julie real fast.
yeah, real fast. Yeah. Look, next podcast, I got him.
Yo, bro,
He's
you
going
know
down.
you know she was Miss Kentucky in '98.
Was she really?
Yep.
Congratulations.
She's got the
man.
statue. She got the little trophy and everything.
Awesome.
Like
That
working
is,
out
that
like
is so
fitness or
freaking
something,
awesome.
right?
That's killer, man.
Yeah, she
That
kept
is-
working out. Toby didn't.
Oh, she's on me all the time because I don't work out now. I haven't touched a weight since the day I got a call to come to the house.
Oh
Really.
Lord!
That was your last shoulder
I
exercise.
just think I haven't.
Yeah, Toby
That's it.
jumps out of the tractor. He's like, "Oh,
This man, I'm hurting everywhere.
Oh my gosh! We're gonna start the outro now. Toby, it's been an honor,
Well,
brother.
thank you guys for having me on.
love
here.
you
I
guys,
really
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Just the good old boys."
Jay Ballard, the vision to bring this man on and what you and Angie are doing is incredible.
Hi, Angie.
Kudos.
Thank you, sir.
Kudos
Thanks for
to
having
you.
us, guys. Cheers.
And so much more to come with Bourbon Barrel Cottages and Tours. You got to check them out. Make sure you check out the website. Good stuff there. I got to honestly tell you, it is so details oriented. That's what you get with Jay Ballard and Angie. So make sure you check them out when you make your next Bourbon Trail tour.
That's right.
Adios, amigo.
I abuse my body.